So I think Ronaldo owners, you can either treat that as a positive or a negative. I'm not sure how I would take that. But at least your Ronaldo captain, if you have captained, is going to get some run in, I think. But yeah, crazy. Oh, I'm muted.
No, it's not you. It was me, and you're not anymore.
Yay.
There was like a 20-second delay, so I could see all the muted terms. I hit the button, and then I was just seeing muted. Sorry, guys.
Unbelievable.
My bad. You don't expect, like, the graphics are all in place. There's no errors on screen. You didn't expect to see that and then not have another issue elsewhere with me hosting a stream. So apologies for that. But what Ted was kind of saying was Ronaldo benching, right? Repeat yourself, Ted.
Sorry, yeah. It's basically Ronaldo's bench, probably everyone knows that by now, but it's a bit of a shock. I think people that have captained him and own him will get a Ronaldo coming off the bench at 70 minutes because Cavani has been on the bench recently in recent games and has lacked fitness. So I can't see him playing the full 90. I don't know whether that's a positive or negative for Ronaldo owners, but at least if you own all your captain, you're going to get some run in this game. And you know, I think there's some hypothesis to say that coming on for 20 minutes at the end of the game against tired legs might be an advantage at least. So who knows? Don't lose faith too much.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm with you on Cavani, Ted. There's no way Cavani can play 90. Like, effectively, this is a pre-season game for Cavani. So he has to get 60, 70 minutes for me. For me, that doesn't mean Ronaldo definitely comes on, though. It depends all on the scoreline, in my opinion. I'm going, if United are drawing, or if United need a goal, they're losing or they're drawing, it's Ronaldo that comes on. If they're cruising at 2-0, 3-0, I'm thinking, well, Martial can play number 9, Cavani comes off and you put Lingard on, or you put Sancho on, or Greenwood goes to number 9. There's so many options in that front three. But yeah, if United need a goal, we will see Ronaldo 100%. So what does that mean for captainers? Does that mean you get 1 point and it's doubled to 2? Or does that mean you get half an hour where United are throwing the kitchen sink at Everton and actually Ronaldo still is heavily involved and gets a couple of attacking returns? So Ronaldo captainers in the chat, let us know. Would you prefer to see him get 30 minutes with United needing a goal? Or would you just rather him stay on the bench and get your vice captain on?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Theo in the chat's asked, as a Ronaldo non-owner, as we are, Gianni, having wildcarded, what's like the ideal scenario for us? What do we want happen? Because for Ronaldo,
come on,
Ronaldo,
as late as possible.
but yeah, with 1 minute to go, I guess. But obviously, don't want to wish ill will on people that own Ronaldo. But
I don't know.
well, maybe I'm just a nicer guy than you are.
I wish all the ill will in the world because I feel bad on myself that I've had to sell Ronaldo ahead of this fixture. So I want that confirmation that it was the right decision to sell Ronaldo. Both Ted, I'm guessing you sold him on Wildcard too, right?
I did.
Did you ever consider keeping him, or were you always like, if I'm wildcarding, it has to be Lukaku? Because I'm guessing you had a 2% chance where you went, can I fit them both in?
Oh, I don't know. It's an interesting one, that dilemma, because I think Salah is like, you have to have Salah this year because he just seems so on it, even more than usual. And to fit 3 premiums in your team, there's 2 negatives to that. Obviously, you're lacking in the rest of your team through budget, and the fact that you have 3 captaincy contenders, only one of which who you can captain, and you get a lot of value in your players by captaining the premium options because they're so much more expensive than everyone else. So by having just 2 premiums, it means that you just have that easier decision each week, and you're not losing too much value in your squad. So Ronaldo's fixtures coming up, Man United's fixtures get quite tough. So I'm not sure I ever really considered owning Ronaldo over Lukaku, just because Lukaku has incredible fixtures. Hoping his form will get a little better in the coming games, because he hasn't been doing too much recently, Lukaku, but surely he bangs against the likes of Norwich and Newcastle, maybe even Southampton this week. Who knows? But
yeah, I feel like this United team, and guys, what do you think to our new graphics? Check it out. I think that front, I'm not sure about Martial. The jury's always out with him. He can be hot or cold. But Greenwood, without Ronaldo, could mean more attacking potential for Greenwood. Bruno without Ronaldo, I think could be better at Bruno returns. This could be a great week for Bruno. Is anyone captain Bruno? And Cavani, like we can't forget. I know he's almost become the forgotten man because Ronaldo's come in. But Cavani, at the end of last season, I mean, he was United's most informed player. He was their go-to when he wasn't on the pitch. They never looked like scoring. So actually, I think it's a really exciting attacking lineup for United, who have also, by the way, rested Pogba, which is a really interesting one because he has been electric this season, playing either on the left or in the middle. But McTominay and Fred, we know Ollie likes the two defensive mids, gives them a solid platform to build on. So then it means Martial, Greenwood, Bruno, Cavani, they don't really have any defensive responsibility there, which is quite nice.
I agree with you. I think Greenwood's going to have a good game. Like we were discussing on Breakfast Club, which is awkward because obviously you transferred him out at the last minute for Foden. But I think that's that's a fairly decent move, especially when you were touting him long term for City. I think he gets a few games. But I mean, you could not have foreseen Ronaldo getting benched because we were talking about Greenwood suffering when Ronaldo came in. Means his probably attacking returns are suffering a little bit. But yeah, he probably has a good game here, I'd say. Who knows? Martial on the left, haven't seen him much this season.
No.
Could he have a good game?
I mean, he's one of those players that out of nowhere can go score a hat-trick, isn't he, Martial? So you wouldn't put it past him. It's interesting that he's gone with Martial over both Sancho and Lingard. I get it over Pogba because Pogba, like Ronaldo, needed the rest for minutes. But Sancho and Lingard haven't been playing 90 every week. These guys are still relatively fresh. So he's gone Martial purely based on, tactically he thinks he's the right man. What does that tell you about Ollie's thinking of Sancho at the moment? You know?
Yeah, he must be struggling when training, Sancho. I can't understand how or why, but as we've seen with many players, they tend to adapt slower when coming from a foreign league to the Premier League, even though Sancho is, domestically based in the UK. Yeah. So it's an underestimation about how big a change in dynamic that must be. But yeah, Martial over the likes of, I mean, even Rashford is fit now, isn't he? I know he's lacked game time and stuff, but
he's back training, isn't he, Rashford? So I think he'll be in the squad for Gameweek 8.
Exactly. A lot of people in the chat saying, Ollie has some, big cojones to bench Ronaldo this week. And I think it's very pivotal move, isn't it? Because he's such an influential player that if Man United end up losing this game and Ollie's taken such a massive decision to bench him, then it could come back to bite him. But then again, his justification for it was that they've had a busy few weeks in Champions League, in the Cup, in the Premier League, whatever.
He's 36. You've got to expect it. He's 36. You can't. Can you play 3 sets of 90 when you're 36? I guess you can, but not every week. So I guess Ollie's gone. He's going to be getting minutes for Portugal. He is going to need a rest, and I can't expect the international managers to rest him because they go, I want to use my guy in the one time I see him in the next 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. And his bench is full of talent, isn't it? Lingard, Ronaldo, obviously, and was it Sancho, of course. So he's probably going to ring the changes, I think, this week. Surprising to see Shaw starting after all of that injury hype. It could be a good game for him. Clearly, Ollie really rates Shaw, even with lack of fitness, over the likes of Alex Telles or even Dallo, who might fill in. So
Telles scored such a worldie in the week as well. I thought that volley from the corner might just mean that Ollie goes, yes, Shaw is first choice, but I don't need to rush Shaw back. I've got a guy that can offer some decent firepower from the left here.
Exactly. Teams coming out at Old Trafford, watching the Everton boys coming out, packed crowd. I think surely it's the fact that Man United are at home probably give them the advantage here, even though they've had mixed results in the past few. That Everton squad seems to be a little bit misshapen, with the likes of Rondon playing, with the likes of who's playing on the left wing? Is it Gordon?
Yeah, Anthony Gordon, who's got a few minutes, but again, one that Ancelotti didn't mind. But again, he's an academy prospect that they're just so clearly short, aren't they? You look at that bench, no Richarlison and no DCL. You take their 2 first choice strikers out and go, oh, okay, I've got to play Rondon, who's been in China for a few years. I've got to play. Damari Gray's done well, but yeah, Gordon. This is a big game for him.
Goodness me. As a non-Ronaldo owner, I'm a little bit smug because I think Man United probably can do a number over Everton here. I wouldn't be surprised. I think they can get at them. Cavani starting is a bit of a personal win for me because I have him in draft. So he's the first time he's like, come on, I'm rooting for Cavani today. Come on.
Was he taken early in your draft, or was he kind of just left for a long time because everyone thought he's injured and not going to be a starter? Because I like that buy, because when he does play, as long as you've got a bench, when he plays, he's going to be in the points.
Let's just say he was an earlier pick than maybe he should have been. But yeah, he's been obviously out of it recently, so that's pretty rubbish. But yeah, he's finally getting a run out with Ronaldo. That Ronaldo news of him coming into the league basically crushed my chances of playing Cavani. So yeah, nice to get him for 1 week at least.
When we have the FPL deadline before the actual transfer window closes, it is tricky because you're not ready for moves like Ronaldo or Lukaku, and you've set your team up, which is why we see so many early wildcards. I would love, and I think the Premier League clubs and players would all love the deadline to be moved to the first game of the season. Why is the transfer window open till the end of August when the season starts second week of August? That's crazy to me. And I'm sure I bet the agents would hate that move. They love the fact they've got an extra few weeks to make business, but it just makes no sense.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And for FPL, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? It'd be much easier.
It would be really nice if the Premier League aligned everything to FPL. That would be
one day. One day
the FPL will become bigger than actual football itself.
Who knows?
I doubt that.
They'll be getting us to do our Scoutcast Matchday alongside Jeff Stelling and Jules Breach on BT. It'll be like let's do 50% real football and 50% FPL, because the interest is just as big for FPL.
Well, you never know. It's massive in America, isn't it? The NFL fantasy is just astronomically bigger than FPL, because it's just like a lifestyle. Everyone gets their leagues together. And you never know. I think we're sort of 4 or 5 years behind America in popularity of fantasy. So I think it will grow.
In a lot of things with popular culture, we're 4 or 5 years behind America, aren't we? So yeah, that works. I'm happy to follow suit there. Cameras on Mason Greenwood, Ted. Cameras on Mason Greenwood.
Goodness.
Well, to kick off, time. But he turned 20 yesterday, I think. So he could be the old birthday goal. The lineups, by the way, that BT have put on screen, we're watching in the UK, BT Sport, but are the same as what we've got on screen in terms of formations. They've also got Gordon on the left, Townsend on the right, and Gray central. And then again, we expect to see Martial on the left, Greenwood on the right. That could change, but I expect Greenwood to be on the right. So yeah, guys, let us know in the chat who you captained, and if you are captaining anyone differential this game week, or if you've captained anyone in today's fixture. Is there anyone out there with Bruno captain? There must be some loads of dead teams with Bruno captain, because I think Bruno captain is a brilliant shout for this fixture, knowing there's no Ronaldo.
I mean, the fact that he's definitely on penalties this game is removes all doubt. But absolutely, Bruno becomes the focal point now, the talisman player. So super interesting. Saw that Ed's in the chat. He's come along for the ride, and he owns a Damari Gray, so he could do well.
I didn't actually look at his team in detail this morning when we went through it, but when you see the guy commenting from the Fantasy Football Social, "Hey guys, don't worry, I'm here," that is Ed, who was on this morning's stream with us. Ted, the best thing about doing these early kickoffs is people come on to chat FPL because the game week's still fresh, which is great, as well as watch the game with us. And guys, we'll be talking through all the key points in the game. Both our eyes are on screen. But also, at 2 o'clock, one of my favourite things about 3 o'clock games is you get the 2 p.m. team news. And to be able to do the team news live on a stream is always really exciting. So the Chelsea team news versus Southampton is going to be absolutely massive. We will know if Mason Mount starts. We will know if Alonso or Chilwell is given the nod at left back. All of those that have wildcarded have got the likes of Rudiger or Christensen. We'll know if these guys have started. There's going to be some big news at 2 p.m.
Oh my goodness me, that is definitely nerve-wracking. Hopefully Mason Mount starts for my team. Nuclear Atoms in the chat. I have Alonso captain. That is incredible.
Nuclear.
I really hope he starts for you, mate.
Nuclear Atoms is always watching. And I know, Nuclear, you follow me on Twitter. Did you see my suggested Chelsea 11 my predicted 11 that I think is going to start? I posted it yesterday, and I had Chilwell instead of Alonso.
Goodness me. Goodness me. Hope you've got a good vice if that transpires, Nicola. But yeah, I mean, it's unlikely that Alonso comes on, Eve having said that straight after he was subbed for 45 minutes in the Champions League. So yeah, all the best for you regardless, buddy. We've got kickoff Man United Everton, 30 seconds in.
Oh, what exact second are you on, Ted? So I can mirror. And anyone at home, if you want to mirror with us, Ted's going to count down what he's on.
Yeah, so I'm on 39, 40, 41, 42.
You're 2 seconds ahead of me.
I'll stay quiet for those 2 seconds. I'll sort of delay myself.
There's quite a few with Alonso. I've seen Antonio captain. I like that shout. Shakalaka's gone Salah captain. Shakalaka, is that because you've got this rule of like Salah and he's set and forget, or genuinely do you change each week? And based on this week's fixture, you still think Salah because he's at home? Because looking at the most popular captaincy picks this week, it's really nice. There won't be many, if any, over 100% effective ownership. Ronaldo's the most popular at 25%, 25.2%. Lukaku's at 21%, and Salah is still 16% captained. So it's a really nice spread this week.
What's Lukaku's ownership now? Is he gone up a little bit? 37.3%. So
wow, that's gone up massively, Ted.
But
I think
still
wasn't he 20 something? Yeah,
he was around that. He's around that.
Do you know what Ronaldo's is? Ronaldo's must have taken a bit of a hit.
I think he was around 50%, but he must have gone down, right? Let me have a look. Someone probably would.
Lynn's in the chat. Yes, Lynn. I saw on Twitter you'd captain Salah. And I know you're a Liverpool fan, and I know you'll be big on the Salah stats at home. So I'm guessing that was your thinking. It's Salah's playing at home. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. It's Captain Mo because he's just in the form of his life. I get that. I get the thinking there.
Some people will just go, I just want to perma captain Salah, and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, because he could do it in any game, big or small or whoever. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Ronaldo's ownership is 48%, so it's dipped slightly, but not very much. I think. What did you say that his captaincy stats were? What, 28% or something like that?
Yeah, 25 to 26.
That's still huge. I mean, that's probably for people who haven't wildcarded and don't have Lukaku yet. But crikey, yeah, I'd like to have a look at the effective ownerships when live FPL update. Have you seen them yet?
No, I haven't seen them yet. FPL Soothslayer has said I got scared with Foden on my wild card, which is who I went for. So I went for Mount instead, which is who Ted went for. Love that.
Yeah. Whether I'm mad or not is another matter, but I hope it's a good pick because I actually did bring him in a couple of game weeks ago. He got subbed off at half time. Then he was left out of the squad entirely and he was basically injured. So I've actually just got him back in, which I don't know whether it's crazy or not, but with this run of fixtures, surely he'll be a decent shout. In the game, Man United have a good run of, they had a little good combination with Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw on the left. Fernandes tried to flick it over to Luke Shaw and it was just a little bit too far, fell into Pickford's hands. But Man United seem to be ticking along quite nicely here.
Yeah, and looking at the setup, it is Greenwood on the right and Martial on the left as we expected. Worth noting with this Rafa team, it is 2 banks of 4 and the fullbacks do not push up, and we know that. So there's loads that may have started the season with Luka Dean thinking attacking returns galore. This isn't going to be the Luka Dean we saw under Ancelotti, I don't think. Like, yes, there's a bit of set-piece threat there. With Sigurdsson out the team, that's increased. But in terms of attacking returns, watch the fullbacks today. Godfrey at right-back, who's naturally a centre-back, who, by the way, alongside DCL, is the fastest member of the Everton team. He's absolutely rapid. So you know, the idea of him being on Martial, who's also very quick, and Ronaldo, if he was playing, who drifts left, I think was probably part of the thinking there with Godfrey. But Dean doesn't push very far forward either. So, yeah, I like the defensive discipline I'm seeing already with the 2 banks of 4. Nice and deep. We don't want many United goals, do we, Ted?
This is, mate, I'm worried. I'm worried for us. This is attack versus defence at the moment. Man United seems to be playing some slick football. Fernandes looks really sharp. I would be surprised if he doesn't get a return this game. Luke Shaw is playing really advanced as well. So, I mean, he could definitely haul here as well.
United are getting the fullbacks high and Wan-Bissaka as well, we just saw. And we do see that with Ollie. Like, he does give his fullbacks a lot of freedom, especially Luke Shaw. And so many have sold Shaw. I mean, is he started the season, or was he game week 2? I was like, for game week 1 or game week 2, he was the highest owned player in the game. He was like 52% owned, I think, for game week 1. But yeah, he would have had a lot of sellers this week.
He would have. But there's a reason he's highly owned. It's because Man United are a highly followed team, and he had a really good Euros campaign and a really good end to the Premier League season last season. So it's not really surprising. He's still nearly 30% owned.
Wow, okay, that's high. And he's cheap as well. I mean, not cheap, but 5.5 for someone with his attacking threat at the end of last season. It was seen as a bargain, really, game week 1, wasn't it? He's just not had any clean sheets. He's had one.
Yes. Wan-Bissaka here on the right, crosses it in, and it's a header at the back post by Martial, and he just misses, hits it past the far post. Cavani was hanging there as well, but it was a decent chance for Man United.
So that's a good chance. That might go down as a big chance. And Wan-Bissaka, I give him a huge amount of stick for being the weak link in the United attacking lineup. He does really well. He beats Dean comfortably. And it's Andros Townsend on the back post, just allows Martial to jump. He's not goal side Townsend. That's poor defending.
It was a decent shift from Wan-Bissaka, wasn't it? And as you said, we normally say, Shaw is the most attacking out of those two fullbacks. And Wan-Bissaka doesn't really do that well going forward, but he did jolly well there. As you say, this Everton side, they don't look that cohesive. It'll be interesting to see whether these two bags of four tighten up a little bit as we go forward. But Man United seem to be running rings at the moment, which is interesting. But still threat through Damari Gray, Rondon, who knows on the counter-attack. And they're missing Harry Maguire at Man United. Yeah. So Victor Lindelof and Rafa Varane isn't there. Well, I mean, Lindelof's all right. He does a job, doesn't he?
Well,
and he was...
The two of them played together in the week without Maguire, and Villarreal absolutely schooled them. I don't know how Villarreal only scored the one goal. Like, they were all over them. So I think Everton will get, if they can get the chances, they've got a very good chance of creating big chances. Because I'm with you. I think Lindelof's quite good, but I think he probably needs to build some relationship with Varane before just being thrown in with him, and maybe I think we saw the same when him and Maguire started playing together. They got better as the games went on.
Yeah, the other thing I suppose is that Lindelof is a sort of similar player to Maguire in the fact that he doesn't have too much pace, whereas maybe Varane has a little bit more. So the fact that maybe he's playing with Varane as opposed to Maguire maybe makes them a better partnership. I'm not sure. It's just hypothetical.
Could make them weaker in the air, but better on the ground.
True, yes.
And Rondon's brilliant in the air. Like, if Rondon can target Lindelof for headers, Rondon's a bit of a beast. Like, if you can get the delivery in and Rondon can isolate, can find an isolated Lindelof, I could see a route to chances there from headers. But yeah, exactly. On the ground, Varane will just mop up all those long balls for fun, I'd have thought.
Corner to Man United, a nice little play on the left between Martial and Shaw. Martial waited for Shaw to do the overlap and just passed it through. Shaw won a corner. And he's taking it, just lining it up. I'd look fancies for Cavani to... it nearly falls onto Cavani's head, but it's batted away by Everton. And they recycle. Interesting. It seems like wave after wave here, Gianni.
Yeah.
And it's a flash across the goal by Bruno Fernandes, I think it was.
God, it was Greenwood.
It was Greenwood, was it? Oh, goodness me. This is going to be a tense watch. Oh, goodness me. How does Cavani not anticipate that?
If I could change my transfer from Foden to Greenwood now, after watching the first 8 minutes of this football match, all day long, I'd be going Greenwood. Takes it on his left. The most two-footed player in the league, by the way. The guy doesn't even know what footed he is. I mean, I made that bit up, but he is literally equally left and right-footed. Takes it on his left, cross with the right to the back stick. It's just, wait, if Ronaldo was on the pitch...
He'd be there, wouldn't he?
He'd have found that.
He'd be there. Well, I think your move to Foden is absolutely fine because long term, Ronaldo starts he plays 4 and 5, maybe 5 and 6. Yeah, but I was
going to make that move anyway. It would have just been for 1 week.
Okay. It would have just been 1 week. Interesting. Well, Foden could definitely get returns against Liverpool. We just don't know. But yes, in hindsight, with Ronaldo not on the pitch in this game,
it's the Ronaldo not on the pitch that's as soon as I saw that team news, I was happy because I don't. Ronaldo's so mass owned. But then I was like, this means Greenwood's going to do better.
God, possession stats just flashed up on the screen. 78% to Man United. That does not surprise me. So they're dominating this game so far. Everton have a bit of possession at the moment, flicking it over to... who's playing right back? Is it Godfrey?
Yeah, Godfrey. Yeah. Fastest man in the Everton dressing room.
Seriously,
Yeah.
is he rapid?
Calvert-Lewin did like a Q&A like on teammates, and he said me and Godfrey, it's very close between the two of us.
Oh, Rondon is through on goal here, and he just messed around with it a little bit.
Too long.
Too long, and Varane clears, tackles and clears. But those are the holes you're talking about. What is Lindelof doing? He needs to clear that more effectively.
Nice little flick on from it was Gordon who found Dean, who cushions it. And yeah, he picks the ball up on the 18-yard box on the angle, directs himself towards goal, still on the angle, but plenty of time to shoot. And if you shoot, you're going to work the keeper from there. He's close. And
Goodness
he just
me.
fumbles it.
Damari Gray is really annoyed that Rondon didn't square that to him.
Was he in, was he? I didn't see that.
I'm not sure, Varane was sort of blocking that through ball and he was sort of letting Rondon go through on goal. So
okay.
I'm not 100% sure whether he could have squared it. But maybe some decent defending from Varane, maybe asking the question. I've seen Van Dijk do that a few times. Rather than just shielding the goal, he shields, he sort of hedges his bet. Exactly. So
it's really clever that, isn't it? It's like if I shield the cross and maybe the far post shot, then I'm minimising but two things, both the shot to the far post and the cross, which could result in a goal. If I just go purely on the block, it's probably near post and centre of the goal, and actually the keeper's got that covered. That's where the keeper can make the easy saves.
Exactly, and maybe he fancies his bet by hedging against the likes of Rondon, who isn't a
yeah
renowned to be an
If that was Ronaldo, maybe you block the shot.
Yes, well, exactly. But yeah, maybe intelligent defending from Varane there. But yeah, it just shows that even though Man United have been dominating possession stats, that Everton are still in this game and could poke some holes in it in Man United. Man United haven't exactly been that solid defensively in the last few games. So you never know. We might have a game on our hands here.
I mean, if Everton get the chance, Everton will get the chances. We know that. And we've seen one already. Like, that was a very good chance for Rondon. And United, dog legs at the back. We saw Lindelof trying to win a header on the touchline when Everton are two placeholders front and centre ready to pounce on anything. Like, he shouldn't be going out for that.
Exactly.
So yeah, come on Everton, get a chance. Let's get some goals. I want no Greenwood points, but let's get some goals. It's going to be these early kickoffs can often be fun games, and on paper, you look at the lineups and go, this game's going to be entertaining.
It's going to be really interesting. Obviously, I'm caught between mixed emotions. Do I want anything to happen here, or do I want?
I don't want a lot of Luke Shaw clean sheet though. I want an.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Luke Shaw clean sheets because he's still fairly highly owned, 30% we saw earlier, but that's down from 50%, so it could be worse. But Harry Maguire, I'm not sure how well he owned. He's not even playing, of course, but
probably still 10%. It's the United tax, isn't it?
Could there still be some legacy De Gea picks in goal? I think a lot of people were picking Dean Henderson pre-season.
Yeah.
So
myself included.
He hasn't got a look in, has he? Really, Dean Henderson. So it's interesting that De Gea's. We all got that wrong.
Did he have long COVID, or he just took a while to recover from COVID? And yeah, it was. De Gea got his chance, and he has looked incredible. It looks like the De Gea of old, doesn't it? I can't see Hendo coming in on this sort of form.
So Dean has crossed the ball in, and it's cleared away by Martial, of all people. Interesting. And he hasn't managed to keep it in. But yeah, those are the chances Everton will look to capitalise on, because they've got some big centre-backs with heading ability, and Dini was a good crossing of the ball. So yeah, interesting to see. Everton's having a little spell of possession at the moment.
Lovely set piece from Dean. His delivery is so good. He's got one of the best left foots in the league. United have the highest line for that free kick. Like, that went outside the line was outside the 18-yard box. Usually you see the banks queuing up there. So the space to deliver was huge. Go on, Ted.
Nice little play from Everton. Around the corner to Damari Gray, who crosses it in, but it's cleared by Man United. But Everton are getting a little bit of attention here. As you said, Dini is a nice player, isn't he? And it's a shame that he hasn't been that good for FPL in recent years. Been a bit of a letdown because he's got such quality. And if he was on more set pieces, I think. as he was in previous years. The likes of James Rodriguez coming in, Gylfi Sigurdsson, they've all monopolised set pieces in recent times. I'm not sure whether he's on more of them now because those two aren't necessarily playing.
Yeah, looking at the 11 today, I'm guessing the only other one that would be on set pieces would be Townsend, who I'm guessing perhaps has been on corners. I'm not sure. Because I've heard Dean is on fewer set pieces, but it must be because of Townsend, who has got very good delivery.
Yeah,
we saw Townsend on pens as well. Again, Dean has taken pens in the past, far down in the pecking order, fair enough. But at the moment, with no Richarlison, with no Calvert-Lewin, with no Sigurdsson, you'd look at that 11 and go, maybe it's Dean on pens, but no, it's Andros, who we saw last week score, who I think has got a record of about 11 and 11.
And speaking of Townsend, he crosses the ball in and Michael Keane heads it past the far post. It's a good chance. It's a good chance for Everton. But just think about that, Gianni. Like, before the season, if I said to you, yeah, Andros Townsend is going to be on most of the set pieces and on penalties for Everton.
And playing 90. Like, he's
crazy.
He was on the bench at Crystal Palace last season. Like, he struggled for game time at Palace. He's gone to a better club and has more of a main role.
Maybe he's playing more out of necessity with the injury to Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, but
I
still,
don't know.
you know,
Rafa loves him. Rafa had him at Newcastle and absolutely loves him. And the first thing Rafa did was go, I'm buying my boy Andros. Like, it's one of his first moves.
It's amazing how managers do that. They have a preference to certain types of players, or maybe players that they've worked with in the past.
Harry Redknapp with Defoe. And Crouch.
Well, and Ancelotti with James Rodriguez. You know, it's like you can probably name multiple examples. But yes, no, it's interesting. Wan-Bissaka has got the ball in the right-hand side. He went down a little bit earlier in a dramatic sort of tumble. McTominay's crossing the ball in here and it's cleared for a corner for Man United. So it's a bit of an interesting game, isn't it? Everton seem to be winning set pieces and getting a few decent chances. They've probably had the better chances actually so far, but Man United are dominating possession. And they've got a corner here. It
was, by the way, Andros Townsend who we were saying about set pieces. It wasn't Dean, it was Andros with that left-footed in-swinger. Who's on the United corner, Ted?
Bruno Fernandes is taking it, but he's taking it short out to Greenwood, who crosses it into the back post, and it's cleared by Michael Keane. Luke Shaw heads it back in, but Everton are on a break now with 4 or 5 players. Damari Gray, I think it is, but no, it's Ben Godfrey bringing it out, and Andros Townsend is parading down the right-hand side, crosses it back to Godfrey, who swings in a decent cross, but it's cleared by Varane. And Doucouré hits it out on the left. And who's the guy who's playing left wing? Gibson.
Oh, Gordon. Anthony Gordon, yeah.
Yeah, he picks it up, but doesn't do much with it.
That was a good cross from Godfrey, right onto the penalty spot, and Rondon wasn't there. It wasn't even competed with. That it was the two centre backs just looked comfortable.
This is an interesting game, isn't it? Everton are coming back into it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've had already a couple of sort of... The Keane header from the corner was super close. Delia, that was close. And then we saw the Rondon chance. And United have had the Martial header and the Greenwood sort of cross, which no one got on the end of. So there's 4 good chances in the first 18 minutes, 2 apiece. It's
actually a pretty enjoyable game to watch because both teams are not sitting back in their own different ways. I think Everton are just being a little bit more tight defensively, just with their personnel squeeze. But definitely holes for them to pick in against the Man United defence.
It's nice to see for FPL as well, Bruno on pens, because it makes Bruno still, if he continues on pens, an FPL option. And just watching the positional play of Bruno, it's almost like a front two. Like, Bruno is pretty much off Cavani. Like, the two of them, as Pickford 30 seconds ago was about to take a goal kick, like, they're both up there front and centre on the high press. Bruno's really close to Cavani, and I think probably has better chemistry with Cavani than he does with Ronaldo. So that's going to be one to monitor as the season goes on. We know in the week, Jules Breach, massive FPL fan, interviewed Bruno, who told her for the Champions League game against Villarreal, they didn't get a penalty in that game, but his words were, I was on penalties tonight.
It's going to be a really interesting conundrum for FPL managers, isn't it? Because there's a lot of conjecture. We always talk about Bruno Fernandes could be the best option at Man United going forward. And then people might listen to that and go, yeah, but nah, I'd rather own Ronaldo. But I mean, Bruno Fernandes legitimately does raise a concern. It raises a problem to solve, doesn't it? Because how on earth do you fit Fernandes, Ronaldo, if you want Lukaku, Salah, De Bruyne even.
Yeah.
There's so many premiums to fit in. And if Bruno's on penalties, then he does become a legitimate option again. I guess the fact that Man United's fixtures do get tough maybe just removes that issue. But I mean, this game, he's like super lively.
And they have a lovely sea of green fixtures from, I think, Gameweek 14, is it? They have the most unbelievable 10-game run where maybe we go Bruno, Ronaldo, double up. They're that good.
Yeah, maybe sacrifice Salah instead. I'm not sure what Liverpool's fixtures are like during that period, but Cavani. It's a great chance for Cavani. It's a great save by Pickford. Yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of you, Gianni. It's a decent cross from...
Was it Luke Shaw? It came from the left.
No, it's Martial, I think, and it's a decent header by Cavani down to Pickford's left. And it's a decent save from Pickford. But
it's a lovely right foot cross from Martial. He just turns infield and he finds Cavani pretty close to the penalty spot, who's unmarked. Cavani is unmarked. He gets between the centre backs and he does exactly what Martial should have done earlier. He heads it down. Pickford's great save out for a corner.
That's what Pickford can do. He's a really good, agile,
gets down quick, doesn't he?
Shot stopper, isn't he? And that's to his credit. The problem with Pickford is that he just has those few catastrophic mistakes in him, and but otherwise he's an excellent goalkeeper, and we shouldn't really take that away from him. I haven't really recovered from that Van Dijk tackle last season.
Yeah, that was horrific. I'm those that watch these streams regularly will know I'm Pickford's biggest critic. I've always thought, though, and maintain he is a very good shot stopper. My issue is with his temperament, and I just think often, even when watching him for England in the summer, ranting and raving. If you're a centre-back, you just want someone calm behind you. And there he is getting worked up in a group game versus Scotland or whoever, not Scotland, that was a big game. Just, he gets riled about small things, and I don't think that helps anyone in the team. And also, I have a problem with his ability to not get crosses and under the high ball. I think if you target him under the high ball, I like my goalkeepers to be 6'6" if possible. He struggles because he's one of the shortest keepers in the league.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a diminutive keeper compared to the rest. But I mean, whenever he gets interviewed on by the media, he does seem like a bit of a madman. I'm not sure whether that's actually true, or maybe he's just a little bit scatty. I don't know, but he certainly gives that impression. And as you say, can't be too reassuring.
That's
for the
word I was
defensive
looking
line.
for. Reassuring, yeah.
I don't know whether
Joe Hart had similar vibes, and I think and Joe Hart again. I looked at and just thought, your temperament's off. But yeah, Pickford, I often think, pulls out what look like worldy saves when actually Mendy would just stand there and catch it. It's not Pickford's fault that he has to dive and look like he's on a trampoline with spring and falling on the floor. But actually, they're comfortable saves for Donnarumma and Mendy. But Pickford's having to really stretch and really dive, and it means he's often put it in the top corner. Pickford doesn't get there.
He's great for the newspapers, but not for the team.
Yeah, he's great for that still on the back page.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting way of thinking about it, actually, because the perception of how we watch football is based on if someone does something incredible.
Yeah. And
certainly by the eye test. So it's an interesting thing that maybe people who struggle with the bread and butter stuff that other players might deal with more comfortably become something that we might perceive as something really like an excellent save or whatever. I think you know what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
The guys
one.
in the chat have got an opinion as well. What's your name again? Says, I don't know what I'm talking about. Pickford's a hero. Guessing you're a big England fan. Delia says, yes, Gianni, 100%. Both my partner and I absolutely rant whenever we see Pickford. That's me, Delia. Literally every time. I rank him, if you're ranking the 20 Premier League goalkeepers, the starting 20 Premier League goalkeepers, genuinely, Pickford would be 15th or below for me.
Wow, that's a bold.
Maybe 15th. Martin says Pickford's issue is between the ears. I think it might be.
It's what we were alluding to earlier. Whether he can be calm and collected. All chance for Everton, or Rondon hits it and the shot's blocked by the penalty spot. So...
Ooh.
Man United breaking down with
Decore.
Cavani.
Decore would have got the assist there. He's got a lot of FPL love, Decore.
He does. He's one of those categories like Gallagher,
Yeah.
and that may not be as highly owned, but they certainly look dynamic on the pitch.
Yeah.
That Decore is an understated player that I'm not sure I would ever have the courage to bring him in on FPL for some reason, because it just for some reason it seems counterintuitive. I don't know why though, because he's getting returns.
Is it because Gray and Townsend, especially Gray, they're the same price point, and you just go, one's on set pieces, one's on pens, the other one's higher up the pitch, and you go Decore's, he's a centre mid, whilst I could get a attacking winger or support striker for the same price in the same team.
Exactly that. And it's the same sort of comparison we could make to Gundogan last year, when you've got lots of attacking forwards in that City team that might be more attractive to bring in your FPL team. Yeah. But Gundogan just sitting at the top of the box, just peppering the goal, getting goal after goal after goal. And that's what Decore might have to do for us to start considering him. But he's just one of those players that just goes under the radar just constantly, even though we're talking about him.
Yeah. He's he's almost like an unfashionable pick, isn't he? Someone like Damari Gray, because he passed it. Greenwood with the shot. Saved by Pickford. Whoo! Easy, comfortable save. But I just don't want to see my boy shooting. By the way, Greenwood, for those in the chat that aren't aware, I have had Greenwood since Gameweek 1. He's my absolute boy. I think he's brilliant. When everyone was telling me on Twitter he was a rotation risk, I made it my point to be like, I'm playing Greenwood, I'm picking Greenwood. So I've had him since Gameweek 1. He's gone up I've made a little bit of money on him. Starting to drop in price now. I do think he'll become a rotation risk, sure, but my theory was, for as long as Rashford is out the team, Greenwood's in mine. This is the first game week I've gone without him. I went with Foden over Greenwood on my wildcard this morning. That was the only decision I was split on for the last 3 days. And yeah, Martial in the box. Oh, he could have easily gone down for a pen there. It wouldn't have been a pen, but he got tackled by two, so it's sandwiched. Ball goes out for an Everton goal kick. But yeah, I really don't want Greenwood points today, because I'll struggle to sleep tonight if he absolutely hauls. I mean, I didn't sleep last night thinking about, do I pick him?
Oh my goodness.
FPL, it drives me crazy.
Shout out to Delia, who's posted on Twitter. You're set up watching us on Matchday, watching the game at the same time with triple monitors. Oh no, it's just a big monitor. But yeah, shout out to you. That's a great setup.
Hey, I love what Lynn said in the chat. She's got Decore. He's been great so far, involved with everything. Doesn't matter if Townsend or Gray or DCL get the other part of the return, because Decore is always there. You're right. Like, Decore is still benefiting from those Townsend or those Gray points, because he's often the one getting the goal or the assist on the other half. So yeah, fair play, Lynn. You're not one that picks like the masses. Already today you've shown you've captained Salah, which most wouldn't want to do because of the fixture, and you've got someone like a Decore where most would perhaps go for a Gray or a Townsend. One thing I would say is, when Everton are at their full strength 11, Townsend and Gray are not nailed by any stretch of the imagination. Decore is.
So we just come in there. There's a bit of fisticuffs going on. McTominay's had a really tough challenge on Dean, and Decore's got really animated, like pushing and shoving. There's a bit of a sort of
fisticuffs all over the place. Ted, any yellow cards? I haven't seen any yellows, but Decore and Fred.
Still going on, I think.
Pickford's involved, of course. He's come all the way to the halfway line. Why are you doing that? You're a goalkeeper. Back in the box.
Love to see it. No, it's completely unnecessary. Like, McTominay tries to pick up Digne for falling over maybe a little bit too easily, but watching it back, it does seem like a pretty heavy challenge on Dean, maybe unnecessary. And Decore's had a bit of a argy-bargy with McTominay about that. So I wouldn't be surprised if the yellow cards came out, because it was a necessary reaction. So let's see what... I
wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of yellow cards. I mean, it's Michael Oliver, who's in the past has been card happy. It's no Mike Dean. But he's pulled McTominay and...
Yeah, Yerry Mina, like, put his elbow in someone's... Well...
Cavani's trying to stop Mina, the South American friends there. One Uruguayan, one Colombian. They're obviously speaking Spanish to each other.
Goodness me. This is what it's come to. We're more excited about a fight between Everton and Man United in the
great,
game.
Isn't it?
No cards being shown is interesting. Pretty calm from the ref.
Interesting, it's some of the South Americans. Mina, Cavani, Rondon, Allen, like that. The other one's getting amongst it, as well as Decore for sure.
Yeah, that was super interesting.
But Pickford running out to the halfway line, we didn't see him run over, but he's there. That says a lot about his personality. De Gea didn't decide to run out 50 yards.
It's just his personality, as you say. He's a passionate madman. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I've got a mate that's friends with him who says he's absolutely brilliant and he's a lad, he's a Jamie Vardy lad. Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me. We've got Gordon crossing it in. Oh, nicely from the left, and Townsend has the chance about 6 yards out, but it's blocked.
Oh, he doesn't quite get his footwork right, Townsend, but he wants that left foot shot from 5 yards, and he swings at it and catches it, but he doesn't hit it clean.
Yeah,
if he hits it clean, it's a goal.
That's a big chance for Townsend.
Gordon with a beautiful ball in.
Lovely ball. He's struggled the first 30 minutes, Gordon, but that ball had all made up for it, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, he's done a few things. Oh, I think it might have been offside in the build-up. But
I don't know. Yeah, close that. It would have been for Dean offside. Gordon, by the way, who took on Lindelof, rinsed him, and then it falls on the... Oh, he's 8 yards out. Andros, he swings at it. If he connects, it's a goal. It's 1-0 Everton.
That just shows the lack of pace Lindelof has, or maybe acceleration pace, per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. But definitely see Everton getting something here. Maybe a goal. Maybe not the result, but maybe a goal. Ronaldo warming up.
Love that. Ronaldo's doing some stretching with the whole United team, I might add. Davies for Everton. Tom Davies is also warming up, just for the record. By the way, Anthony Gordon is someone that Ancelotti spoke really highly of last season. He got a bit of game time under Ancelotti, but he said he's a really good talent, and he was one from the academy that Ancelotti, when the squad was low on numbers, he picked out and went, he's in the first team, he's on my bench this weekend, or even starting, and he got a few Premier League starts. But he wouldn't have had many bigger than a trip to Old Trafford. So it's a huge game for him. And as you said, he started fairly nervy. But he's in again on the left here. It's not the best cross, and it's blocked out by Fred in the box. But Everton committed numbers when they go forward. What does that mean? Well, it means when they go forward, they've got a good chance of scoring. But it also means United on the counter are going to also get space.
Mari Gray shoot. Oh, it's a good save from De Gea. Comes out to Rondon. He's flicked it back to Gordon. But
he's a long way out.
This defending from Man United is terrible.
It's poor, isn't it? How's Damari Gray got that much time and space?
It is really poor. It's that acceleration on the spot that they just can't deal with, and they've got the likes of Damari Gray, Townsend, and this Gordon chap who they're just sprinting past players for fun, and just shooting. Varane was slow there to catch up. It was a decent save from De Gea.
Do you know what? That's McTominay and Fred that we always talk about as a solid platform. Watch Damari Gray. He absolutely turns McTominay and then beats Fred and produces a shot. That's not good enough. For Man United, that's not good enough. For centre mid. You know, Roy Keane, for God's sake. Nicky Butt. If you want to go sooner, like so many... Oh, Usain Bolt's in the crowd.
I know,
he's gained some timber, isn't he?
I love that, because clearly they're talking about lack of pace on commentary, and they just pan to Usain Bolt. They need him at centre back. But
Kev in the chat has just said Greenwood yellow. Get in.
Oh no, really?
That'd be good, Kev. Are you sure? We are often on a slight delay. That probably is a yellow. It's Gordon causing problems on the pace again. Gordon.
I don't know why I said oh no. Obviously, it's good. It's good for non-owners.
Also means he might be subbed early. It's the little things in life, guys. It's the little things in life. Chris says, what does Sancho have to do to get a game, Ted?
I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Score when he plays.
I guess so, but we had high hopes for him. And it's all about the hype, isn't it? When a player comes in for a high transfer fee, you expect the world from them straight away.
Yeah.
Clearly, Ollie, needs to see something from him in training. Maybe he needs to just play in a certain way that he's not used to. Maybe he needs some time to get used to the Man United system, whatever that might be, because it changes fairly frequently. But
he needs a run of starts as well, doesn't he? I know he's had a couple, but give him 90 minutes in an easy fixture. Like, start him... Everton isn't the easiest fixture, I know, but give him a start against an Everton. Give him a start against a Burnley. Let him get some chances. He
God.
got a start in the week, but it was Champions League game against Villarreal. Greenwood's down here.
Yeah, I watched
Damari
this.
Gray on him.
He puts his foot in high on Damari Gray, but wins the ball. But 1 second late, and he could have been second yellow and sent off there, I'd say.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a risk to take for Greenwood. Come on, just play a little bit more sensibly, I'd say. Does well to win the ball, but
I'll take him off, Ted. He's going to get sent off.
Hook him off.
Get him off now, Ollie.
Yeah, but Ronaldo comes on straight away. So there you go. Who knows?
Yeah,
what do you want more? Ronaldo to come on or Greenwood to be taken off?
The Ronaldo decision, I was so at one with it. I was so done. I was so set that I was selling Ronaldo. I'm fine. Like, if Ronaldo does get something, it doesn't... I don't like it. But Greenwood, knowing that I've been on Greenwood all week, would really help.
Townsend cross in, Decore. Oh, it's a shot blocked from Wan-Bissaka.
Oh, Townsend absolutely rinses Varane. We are talking about so many one-on-one matchups today where Everton are getting the better of their United counterpart.
Exactly. It's the pace that they're lacking.
That's Varane that Andros has just gone past and easily got across him. What is he doing? Varane doesn't even throw a leg at it.
I would not be surprised if Benitez has clocked this before the match and go, well, Maguire's out. We know that. So let's try and get some pacey players. That's might be why he's playing Gordon on the left. Just get some pacey players to run out the Man United defence and cause trouble.
Yeah,
and that's definitely what they're doing currently at the moment. So he's a sly manager though, Benitez. He's been around the block a few times. I would not be surprised if he set his team up like this for exactly that reason.
Josh saying Wan-Bissaka's quality. To be fair, Josh, he's been the standout of all the United players. I would say Wan-Bissaka's done well in attack, brilliant cross from Martial, and he's been the only one defensively that's not made, for me, an error. Like, he's looked sharp and he is getting forward. Greenwood in the box, tricky footwork, passes it back to McTominay.
Yeah, cross in.
Ooh, leads to nothing. It's Martial that goes up for it, but yeah, nothing there.
The thing that really impresses me about Greenwood is when he gets the ball about half a metre away from the defender, he doesn't do anything fancy, but he moves his body in a way that shifts the ball in a way that's unexpected. And he gets that little bit of space just after the defender gets blindsided a little bit to be able to shoot or to be able to cross that ball in. Really clever play. Not sure many people in the league can do that in the way that he does.
Yeah. John says Lingard deserves more starts. I think you might be right. I think Lingard would be actually first sub today, other than Ronaldo. It would be Lingard over Sancho for an impact sub for me, because we've seen Lingard only a week or two ago come on and score that winner, I think it was, or was it equaliser? Sorry, go on, Ted.
Before we go on the comments, what's your view of why Lingard stayed at Man United? Because presumably he wasn't promised by Ollie that he'd get starting game time most of the time. He wants to be a bench warmer, but play sort of 15, 20 minutes here and there. Yeah. He would have made West Ham an even stronger team with the likes of Ben Rama, Lingard backing up Antonio. Maybe one more season would have been more shrewd from his perspective, and then maybe he gets in the United team having a couple of excellent seasons for West Ham under his belt. Yeah,
possibly. Cavani, by the way, just holding his shoulder or elbow. So Lingard, it's an interesting one, because for me, at his age, he can still... We know Southgate likes him. If he finds a club like West Ham and does well for them, he's in the England team. If he's on the United bench, he's got no chance. So just move. But I wonder if it was a contract issue. Is he out? When did he sign his last contract? And that's what I'm just Googling right now. I feel like I don't think he signed the new contract. I remember hearing it in the news a couple of weeks ago. I feel like he might be out of contract in the summer, which means he can move for free on higher salary, which means he might be waiting a year. But don't quote me. Let us know in the chat if you know about Lingard's contract situation. I'd be really interested. But I feel like it must have been a contract thing going... West Ham have offered me this summer. Yeah, they've offered United 25 million and United wanted 30 or whatever it was. But the wages might have been 120 grand a week. He knows next season he can get 200 grand a week. Probably not 200. That's generous. But whatever it is, he can increase that salary if he goes for free.
Thinking skeptically, it always boils down to money most of the time, really. Rather than the profligacy for playing for a better team. But I mean, game time is obviously a massive factor, but maybe he's just playing the long game, as you say.
On average, Joe says 0-0 actually suits United here. At 60 minutes, look who they can bring on, look who Everton can bring on. That's a fair point on average, Joe, but I wouldn't say it suits them. That Old Trafford crowd has not been happy in recent weeks. There were boos last week. There were boos in the week at half-time against Villarreal. At 0-0, all it takes is one Everton chance, and we've seen they're getting them. That Old Trafford crowd will jump on some of those players. And yes, Ronaldo can come on, but there's no absolute gimme he comes on and scores the winner. So, yeah. I agree, though. The Everton bench, and El Fozzy says in the chat, Everton lacking a starting striker, United can bench Ronaldo. Like, that's not fair. I mean, Rondon's done all right. He's thrown his weight around. He's had a couple of shots blocked. But yeah, that Everton bench, who'd you put on there for a goal? I can't name... I mean, the only names I really know, Gabon, who's a centre mid, Tom Davies centre mid, Kenny and Holgate, both defenders. I'm guessing Dobbin or Whittaker, or possibly Braithwaite's got some attacking ability. But if they have, they're complete newbies. So... You're probably gonna play these 11. You're probably not going to make attacking subs.
Yeah, I think Rondon probably plays the 90 here.
Yeah,
I have a bit of a soft spot for Rondon because he did so well for me. A couple of seasons, was it 2 or 3 seasons
West Brom
ago?
or Newcastle?
United
on the attack. I tell you what, Martial was in there, but absolutely rapid. Godfrey just nicks the ball and gets there. What a sliding tackle that was from Godfrey. In behind him, and his turn of pace. That is why he's the quickest player at Everton.
No, it's good defending from Everton. It's an interesting game. As Man United have the more possession, so they're playing in front of the Everton defence, where Everton have less possession and tend to play behind the Man United defence somewhat. So it's an interesting matchup. Who's to get the first goal? I think the first goal might be pivotal here. But yeah, going back to Rondon, I can't actually remember what team he was playing for. I think it was Newcastle, potentially.
Probably under Rafa then.
Didn't he switch between clubs?
West Brom and Newcastle were his two.
Halfway in a season or something? I can't remember. In any case, I just remember him being amazing.
Ted, there's been some action. I'm going to come to you to tell us what you can see. Keep your eyes off the chat. I'm keeping mine off.
Okay.
I know there's been some action. Please don't be Greenwood. God.
So Greenwood is passing it into Fernandes, who's at the edge of the area, and passes it off to Martial, who shoots, and he scores in the near post. Pickford can't do anything about it. So that's a Bruno assist, Martial goal.
He took that goal well, didn't he? He took that well. It goes top corner. I think does he go near post, top corner? That's really nice. Near post. Really nice finish.
It's a decent finish. So Bruno assists there. Fifth most owned captain. At least it's not Greenwood for people that have sold or
22% owned. I think Greenwood.
22% owned. So there we go. So for the dead teams, maybe for people that just have faith in Bruno Fernandes, gets an assist there. It would be remiss to say that before the stream we go, Bruno doesn't get any returns here, because I think we fully anticipated.
We called it, didn't we?
Absolutely. Like, without Ronaldo, he's the star.
It's a massive deflection. He aims for the far post, and I think is it Godfrey that gets a boot to it, and Pickford has to... it's actually really, really fortunate that takes a nick, because otherwise Pickford's probably saving it. It's going straight at him.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nick, isn't it? Ronaldo with his hands in the air. Love that.
So fortunate that.
Goodness me. I can't do much about that Pickford, but it's a decent goal. Man United will 100% take that. Martial with his first goal in a while. That's very, very decent for him. Okay, first goal for Man United. So maybe do they change their game plan here? Do they tighten up defensively? Try to, at least. Who knows? I think they need a couple more goals, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. But the way Nuclear Atom says Martial assist, no, Bruno assist firmly, and Martial goal, just confirmation. What we know when Bruno gets attacking returns, goals or assists, he usually features in the bonus points as well. So that's going to be pretty useful, and we will keep you up to date with bonus points on our graphic. You will see where the players are in red, the United players. By the second half, we will see one of them in gold, one of them in silver, and one of them in bronze, if they're on for 3 bonus. Or we'll see Everton players in little colours.
Love that. And the Bruno Fernandes assist to just come up next to Martial goal.
Got the 4 points.
Has the Greenwood yellow been put on there yet?
Yeah, so yellow cards aren't on there, but you'll see Greenwood is on 0 rather than 1. So the points reflect the Greenwood yellow, but we didn't want to put a yellow card there, or it might be confused with the gold for 3 bonus. So we thought about this. Yeah.
Yes, that's all you need to know. No one really cares about yellow cards because it's already reflected in the points. But yeah, it's unlucky. Greenwood did well there for the goal in the build-up.
Yeah.
It was a nice pass to Bruno. It's the assisting the assister, which is the issue. And no, McTominay gets the ball at the edge of the area, but loses out to Yerry Mina. But yeah, Man United still look the most dynamic team in the build-up. It's just whether or not Everton could get a counter-attacking goal. I still fancy them for knocking out that Man United clean sheet.
Me too.
What do you reckon, Gianni? Yeah.
I do, but Rafa will have a go, and he's got some attacking talent there on the pitch. The likes of Gray, Decore, and Ross have all been in form, right?
Sorry, Cavani back to Martial. Martial takes a shot way out, but it's saved by Pickford. But it was a good-looking shot.
That's what a goal does, confidence.
Exactly. And he's definitely a confidence player, Martial. It's a pity they won't get a massive run in this team because the likes of Rashford back, with Sancho, with Lingard, he probably doesn't get too many game time. So FPL options-wise, he's...
Well, unless he scores a hat-trick today.
But we've seen that, haven't we? He scores like hat-tricks and then just gets benched or gets injured. We
said this pre-game, didn't we? He's either hot or cold. Today's hot.
Exactly.
But I feel bad for. I mean, the perfect time to score for United. They were about to go in at half time with genuinely. There would have been a couple of boos. There would have been some rumblings around. Like they haven't played well at all. Everton have been the stronger team, especially as the half has gone on. But United score at the right time, just before the half-time team talk. They'll go in at 1-0. On paper, it looks fairly comfortable. You know, you're winning 1-0 at home to a weaker team. But actually, that doesn't quite tell the full story. Everton have played really well. I expect them to get a goal in the second half if things continue. But if Everton do push forward for that goal, is that going to leave too many spaces for United on the counter? Bruno, Cavani, Greenwood on the counter?
Yeah.
One could soon be 2.
Bruno Fernandes got the ball on the right here. They crossed it in, but Pickford easily caught. But yeah, so it's an interesting one because... We say that Everton are a better team, but it really boils down to whether, because Man United have had the most possession, but they've been playing in front of the 2 lines of the back 4. And it's like water on rock at the end of the day. They haven't really had too much penetration, where Everton have really had the most, the better chances, I'd say, other than the goal. But they've had less possession, so that it's really 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It's like slightly different ways of classifying whether a team has been good or not. But I think probably on the balance, due to the possession and the decent combinations that Man United have constructed, probably the goal is just about warranted. But I would also argue that Everton probably deserve a goal as well.
Yeah, I'd say a 1-0 would be a fair. I mean, possession only matters if you're doing stuff with it, and for a lot of that, it was sideways passes in the middle of the park. But yeah, let's turn our attention to the games we've got coming up. This is a really exciting game week. So you can see there, we've got all the fixtures listed on our awesome new graphics. But before we get to the fixtures, let's just touch base quickly on Ronaldo, because there's a lot of speculation in the chat. Does Ronaldo come on? What are the chances of that? I'm going to say, if United continue, let's just assume it continues at 1-0, right? And we're at 65 minutes and it's still 1-0. I'm going to say Ronaldo stays benched. For me, Ronaldo only comes onto this game should United be drawing or losing. Or Everton are completely dominating but 1 down and they look like they need him. I think you'll go Lingard and give him some minutes and keep Ronaldo benched.
I could see that definitely happening. It's just how fit is Cavani?
Yeah, I agree with that. He won't get more than 70, will he?
Yeah, so if he plays 90, I'd be very surprised, Cavani. But equally...
Greenwood up top, God.
Exactly. He has enough versatility to Greenwood play up top. Cavani comes off for the likes of Lingard and shifts to the right. Who knows? Ollie has a lot of ways to fix that team or just to change it up. So it'll be really interesting to see, because I'm not sure as a non-owner I want him to stay bench, because there's going to be a lot of vice-captainers that will get a decent switch.
Antonio. I reckon exactly. Antonio would have been so heavily vice-captain. He was my vice.
Yes. No, Jimenez was mine,
Ah,
which was a bit of a left field shout. But I mean, Lukaku's
yeah. Yeah,
not gonna
but
be benched, right?
Ronaldo owners would have said the same.
Oh God.
Guys in the chat, if you've got Ronaldo captain, give us one word. Who's your vice?
Yes, that would be interesting to see. Actually, maybe we do a poll in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Can
how'd you do one of them?
I don't know. Can any of the we're rubbish at this, aren't we?
You're asking the wrong guy here, Ted.
Oh my God.
Although I did create those starting 11s earlier.
I'm going to try and find out.
All I have to do is put names into a spreadsheet, to be fair. FPL captain created the 11s, I guess. By the way, bonus points. Martial, good stuff. Get it on. Martial is on for 3 bonus. You'll see he's gold. McTominay getting a Brucey bonus at 2. Wan-Bissaka on for 1. Wan-Bissaka, bonus points magnet. Oh, we're getting loads of words in. We get Antonio Zaha, Rafinha, Jimenez, Antonio Salah, Antonio Vardy, a lot of Antonio. A lot of Rafinha, to be fair. Late riser captain Rafinha, love that shout. He said he did it with 20 seconds to spare. His hand was shaking. That's what FPL does to us. Salah, Lukaku, Vardy. Okay, there's some good options. I'm thinking most will have gone Jimenez and Antonio and Rafinha. They're probably the 3 biggest. El Fozzy says you need to be on the Fantasy Football Scout account, Ted. I'm guessing you're already on it.
I am. So we've got, who I'm going to put the options in? Antonio, Salah, Jimenez.
And Rafinha.
Or other. Can we do more than that? Oh no, it's only 4.
4's good.
Oh well.
Guys, let's talk a little bit about the fixtures we've got coming up, because in 40, I'm getting too excited. In 40 minutes time, we will have team news. And with that, we get all the 3 o'clock team news. Will it be Alonso or Chilwell? Will Mason Mount start? Surely Lukaku starting. What about Christensen and Rudiger? We're going to get the Leeds team news. Is Rafinha okay? We think he is. He should be. Don't want to raise alarm bells there. But there's always a doubt with the ongoing injury he's had. Wolves, Jimenez, surely in the 11. Newcastle, St Max, is he there? Like, there's going to be some cool team news. So stay with us for 2 o'clock. But before we get there, let's talk about those 3 o'clock games and all the games this game week. In what we can see, we're not going to focus on Burnley Norwich. We're going to skip that one and go to Chelsea Southampton. Lukaku so heavily backed, Ted. Are we thinking Chelsea going to bounce back? This will be the first time Tuchel has lost 3 on the bounce. Like, I don't even know if he's lost 2 on the bounce, but until now, he can't lose to Southampton, surely.
I can't see Chelsea losing too many games in the next fixture run. Their fixture run is insane. As you say, Tuchel is an incredibly shrewd manager, and I can't see them not getting a result against Southampton. I think Mason Mount comes back in from the comments he made in his pressers. I think the biggest dilemma, the biggest team news will be at the back, arguably.
Yeah.
Because we've got that Alonso versus Chilwell speculation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if either of them start, to be honest. And then we've got, Reece James isn't back quite yet, but how we set up, does Azpilicueta play on the right wing back spot? Do they move to a back 4? Who really knows? So it'll be interesting.
I had loads of fun yesterday thinking of my Chelsea and City 11s, and I've come up with, I'm putting it in the chat now. This is what I tweeted yesterday with my 11, and I would be delighted if that was 10 out of 11 right. I don't think I'll get 11. Predicting Tuchel has become as difficult as predicting Pep. I actually did my Man City 11, and I think I might get 10 or 11 on that. But with my Chelsea 11, I might get 9 or 10. Like, it's more difficult than predicting Pep. So I've gone with Chilwell over Alonso, and I've gone with Havertz over Werner. Something Werner will start. But I do think Christensen, Rudiger, and Aspi, I do think that'll be the back 3. Thiago Silva, a bit like Ronaldo, he's not the sort of guy you want playing 3 times in a week. And he played last weekend, he played in the Champions League. He'll go off to Brazil like Ronaldo will for Portugal and play most of their games. I think Thiago Silva will be rested, which makes Christensen safe.
Thiago Silva's only getting older, isn't he? And that's the issue. But he's a decent backup. He's not the player he once was. P in the chat, thoughts on Kovacic? Feel he's overlooked. I mean,
Yeah.
the comments he made about Mason Mount and having a good relationship with Lukaku. He said about Kovacic as well.
Yeah, they're the only two that understand him.
But I mean, I'm not 100% sure whether I see him becoming like a Gundogan or a Decore. I'm not 100% sure about that.
He's been at Chelsea like 3 seasons, and until recently, I think he'd just scored his first Premier League goal. Like, the guy isn't a scorer. So do not expect goals. He's just had a nice little spell of goals and assists, but I don't think I don't see him as an option. Also, he eats up a Chelsea spot, right? If you're gonna go for that 5.3 million midfielder like Kovacic, yeah, great value, but would you not prefer to use that on double Chelsea defence and Lukaku or Mason Mount, who's we know what we get with him, you know?
Exactly. Just results on that Ronaldo captain, a vice captain poll. Antonio is way out there with 63% of the vote.
Love
so
that.
if Ronaldo stays on the bench, it's Antonio that becomes increasingly more owned. Salah 21%, Rafinha 9%, Jimenez 4%. So it's quite a disparity.
You're in the 4%.
I am. Hopefully, I don't need my vice captain this week with Lukaku captain. I'd be pretty distraught if he doesn't. El Fozzy in the chat. Question is with Chelsea whether they push for more goals. Surely we can expect them to line up more offensively against weaker opponents. We talk about Lukaku being a flat track bully in previous seasons. Can't see him not being that in the coming game weeks.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about their offensive appeal, Gianni?
I mean, don't underestimate the loss of Reece James. Like, that's a huge loss on the right for crosses, and Lukaku needs crosses. Saying that, if Chilwell comes in, you've got a much better crosser of a football than Alonso. And the Zoff article on Scout posted a few days ago, check it out. I think he said Chilwell's got like 20% accuracy with crosses compared to Alonso's 5% or similar. So that could help if Chilwell comes in. And if it's Hudson-Odoi rather than Aspi right wing back, which I've predicted it will be, then actually Lukaku will get lots of creativity around him. That's why I think Hudson-Odoi will come in. And then if you've got Mount and Havertz, well, that's those guys have won the Champions League. Like they can offer creativity. I think we'll see Chelsea bounce back today. I really do. Southampton, however, they're not mugs. Like, I know they lost to Wolves last week. Wolves were lucky to win that game. Southampton were all over them, and then Jimenez got one on the break, a defensive howler from Bednarek. But Southampton going forward are decent. I do raise question marks over Bednarek and Salisu if Jack Stevens is injured. The centre-back pairing from against Wolves last week was weak. If it's the same today, Lukaku should have some fun.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Chelsea will score a few goals today, but as you say, Southampton are no mugs. But they're away from home. Stamford Bridge is tough place to come. I can't see anything else than a 2 or 3 goals from Chelsea today.
So we're going home win then. We're both going for Lukaku points. What about Leeds Watford? We're fairly quick on this one, but I think I didn't go Sarr, and I had a midfield slot, and I could have gone Sarr 1 week punt. And I actually think Watford have been overachieving this season, and I think Leeds will win this. And I don't know if Watford score, even with that Leeds defence.
I agree with you on the result. I think Leeds would probably take it with home advantage. They're probably missing Bamford though this week, so that's a bit of a downer. But yeah, I think probably Watford will score. It might be like a 2-1 or maybe a higher scoring game, but I think Leeds probably take it.
And if Watford score, Sarr is involved.
Yes, I think so. I was part of the reason I wanted to keep him and then move him up next week, but because we talk about targeting the weak defences, and Leeds are definitely part of that, along with Newcastle and Norwich. The worst XG, worst number of shots conceded. So I wouldn't be surprised if Watford score there, but I think Leeds have enough to put a couple of goals past that Watford defence.
Yeah. So both going home win there. Wolves, Newcastle. It's St Maximin versus Traore, the two runners. I think this could be a 1-1 draw.
I'm going for 10-0 with Jimenez, 9 goals, something like that.
I'm definitely going for a Jimenez involvement. If a bit like with Sarr, when your team scores, you think your boy's going to be involved. And I think Jimenez will be involved if Wolves score. And just like St Max with Newcastle, talismanic figures, those two.
I think Wolves had one bad game where they conceded a couple to Brentford, who basically bossed them. Even though was it a 2-2 draw in the end for that game? But still, but still, I think Wolves are solid enough to keep out Newcastle. So I would not be surprised to see a 1 or 2-0 in that game. And as a Mado 1 week punt owner, I would love that.
You'd stuck with him.
Well, I mean, it's a 1 week punt, so we'll see.
Fair enough. I like the out of the box thinking there. Let's quickly whiz through the others before the second half starts in 2 minutes' time. Brighton Arsenal, that's the 5:30 game today. I think Arsenal win. I think Arsenal put the cat amongst the pigeons. 4 in a row for Arteta. Brighton, I think, have been overperforming. Saka with some points. Yes, please. Ramsdale clean sheet, get on. 2 Arsenal players that are in my wildcard.
I agree. I think Arsenal win here. I think they've got the momentum. They've got 3 wins in a row. Arteta getting some confidence. He's going to be, enthusiastic as much. I mean, when you saw the fans reacting to Oba in the win against Spurs, you're getting fans back on side because they win such an important game to Arsenal as the North London derby. The atmosphere changes, and I know they're not at home, but the away fans are going to be enthusiastic. They're not going to be going there expecting, a dismal performance, which they might have become used to, which is probably a bit harsh, but you know what I mean? They haven't been setting the world alight, and now they've got 3 wins in a row, and like a really decent result. There's momentum, there's confidence, and I can just see them. It's an interesting game actually, because Brighton and Arsenal are both possession teams, but they don't necessarily score too many goals. So it'll be an interesting one. I think it'll be cagey, but I think Arsenal win.
I look forward to watching that one. We're going to skip part. No one cares about Palace and Leicester for FPL. Maybe some Gallagher owners. No one cares about Spurs Villa for FPL this week. West Ham Brentford. Antonio. I think Brentford score, and I think Tony's a great shout, and Mbomo. But I think Antonio's a cracking shout. I think this game's got goals. I can see 2-1, 3-2 West Ham win.
I'm thinking slightly differently on this one. Ooh. I think it's going to be low scoring.
You don't think Brentford will score, no?
I think it's either a 0-0, 1-0 to either side, or a 1-1, because I think West Ham are pretty solid. I think Brentford have been pretty solid. But
until last week, and it was Liverpool. They've been really solid, haven't they?
Antonio didn't have a great game last time, even though he scored. And when he scored, which was pretty late on, he took his chance really well. And then he spoke in the interview afterwards, just so confident, like he knew he was going to score. It was just so, but you can't take that confidence away from him. Which he's flying, and you can't take that away. He's an incredible player, incredible form at the moment. However, I do feel those are 2 decent sides, both in decent form, with decent defensive solidity. I would not be surprised if it was like a 1-1.
Matt Henley, the last 5 matches between Wolves and Newcastle finished 1-1. I did not know that when I suggested that might be the result. I look forward to that West Ham Brentford one, Ted, and I like your way of thinking there. I just think Antonio could have a go, could have a real go. He came off at 62 minutes in the week in the Europa League, got the assist for Rice that game, but he looks fresh and ready again. Liverpool Man City, the big one. I've got Phil Foden and Cancelo. I've got Diaz on my bench. I have Salah in the 11. So I've got 3 players in that game. I really want. I guess I want either clean sheet. I want a 0-0, or I want goals, but only if Foden. No, I don't want 0-0 because I've got Salah. I want a City win, because everyone's got Salah. I want City goals and City clean sheet.
You got Cancelo as well, right?
Yeah, I've got Cancelo, Foden, and Salah starting. So and Salah everyone's got. So in a way, a Salah blank would work for me. I think his effective ownership's close to 100%. So I'd want a Man City win. But can we see it away at Anfield? I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man City win.
I think this is the toughest one to call this week, because we've seen in previous season, we've seen with this fixture that it can either be a 0-0 or a 4-2 or something like that.
It's 4-1 in Feb.
Yeah, crazy. So the fact that it's at Anfield probably gives the advantage to Liverpool. But I'm not 100% sure whether Firmino starts. If Firmino starts, then I think Liverpool got a better chance because they play more cohesively with him. But I really don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I would not be surprised if Man City win it. And as a Liverpool fan, that crushes me to say that. But equally, it could be... I really don't know how to call it, mate. Honestly, I think that's one of those things you can't make prediction about this game, and I'm just going to watch it and just feel really energized, and whatever might happen will just be exciting to watch, and that's what it is.
That's one thing it will be. It will be exciting. I'm going to be listening to that game in the car on my drive back from seeing my parents. So that's going to be an interesting one, because I love 5 Live or TalkSport football commentary for a big game. I much prefer, of course, to be sat in front of the TV, but there's a real place for once a week to listen to one game of football on the radio, and I quite enjoy that. So I wouldn't have chosen perhaps that fixture for my radio game, but it's the way it's going to work. I'm planning my journey around it, and in a way, I kind of would like to see I guess for the league title, a draw is a good result. But I think Man City will edge it.
I personally find it so stressful listening or following a football game on the radio, because you don't have those visual cues. And it's the commentator has to be overly animated to show like whether it's a really big chance or not, or whatever. I always just end up thinking I'm like got my hands so tight on the steering wheel.
Yeah, causing all sorts of accidents. Bjorn says, do we think Torres will play? I've put Bjorn below that, my predicted City lineup. Again, stab in the dark, no in the nose here, but as I said, I'm more confident on that City lineup than I am with Chelsea. Don't forget the games at Anfield, says Lynn. I think the February game, whilst it was behind closed doors, was 4-1 City at Anfield. I might be wrong on that, but I think it was.
Greenwood shot. Oh, saved by Pickford.
Greenwood.
Oh my God.
Greenwood did look quite sharp, didn't he, Ted, in that first half?
He did.
He looked quite sharp, Greenwood. He was probably, out of the United attacking players, he was probably the sharpest. Wan-Bissaka had the best half, I think.
He's been playing really well, Greenwood. I think he's just let out of the box a little bit more when Ronaldo doesn't play, and I'm not sure whether that's a mentality thing or whether it's a strategy thing. But I'm just so impressed with his ability to shift the ball and get a shot away, and you could just see there. He's got one of the straightest, powerful shots in the game.
Gary Neville says he's the best finisher at Old Trafford. And he said this over a year ago when the guy was a kid, and he's equally good on both feet. Like, he hits the ball so clean.
Yeah, he does. And we've seen that with XG stats. You know, Son really overperforms consistently, which is the mark of a really decent finisher. And Messi is one of those. But Greenwood is also one of those.
Is he?
And yes, and he's proven that consistently, which just shows his finishing ability is so superior. I would not be surprised if he gets on the score sheet here, but he hasn't really had too many clear-cut opportunities, which is, I guess, good for us as non-owners. But owners can still feel encouraged he might get something from this game.
He's had 3 long-range shots. He's looking to shoot, isn't he?
He has, and that's definitely the intention. The fact that he's on a booking, I don't know whether that means an early sub for him. Not sure.
We're 20 minutes away from team news. We'll have the 3:00 team news. We'll have Chelsea. We'll have Leeds. We want Wolves and Newcastle too. Be excited. Chelsea is the big one. I'll be keeping you guys up to date by refreshing my Twitter timeline every 2 seconds from the Chelsea official account. So we will have that faster than anyone.
How many players do you have in the 3 p.m. games, Gianni?
Oh, yeah. Nice question. I have. Yeah, let's work that out. I've got
3 in the Chelsea game.
Yeah, I've got 3 in the Chelsea.
Rafinha, so that's 4.
Same.
I've got 2 in Wolves, so that's 6.
What 2 Wolves have you? Oh, yeah, Jimenez and Semedo.
Yeah, 1 week on Semedo. 6, and then 2 in the Arsenal game, so 8 players.
Oh, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's the bulk of your 11 then. And then,
goodness,
other than the Liverpool City game on Sunday, and then Antonio.
Yeah, it's Antonio and the Liverpool City. That's it. So a lot rests on today's performance, really. That's interesting.
We're going to go to bed knowing tonight how our game week's gone, pretty much. Unless you've got an Antonio captainer or a Salah captain, you're probably going to know roughly how your game week's gone.
Exactly. I'm not sure whether that's a good thing or not.
Oh yeah, get it over and done with ASAP. I hate waiting around for it.
Obviously, I guess it depends if you've scored loads of points or not. Who knows?
I'm seeing the replay of the goal, Ted. Is there question marks over Pickford, or is that harsh? It's right at him.
I think
know but the deflection's everything, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even a little deflection.
Can't expect him to react to that
is
close.
Enough. But it was definitely on target for Martial. So Bruno Fernandes assist locked in, or will it go to the dubious goals panel or whatever?
No, that's locked.
Yeah, I think it's on target.
Notice how Greenwood, we just saw a great example. The ball, I think, from McTominay came into Cavani, and Cavani just holds the ball up, plays it back out. I think it was to Martial. But the way Cavani can come short with his back to goal and his hold-up play is just so good. And what that does is brings other attacking players into the game. Ronaldo doesn't quite do that. Like, Ronaldo isn't a back-to-goal kind of striker. He wants to face the guy up. And I just wonder, as this game goes on, as perhaps we see in the next few weeks when Cavani will get more game time, not necessarily Ronaldo won't, we could see them both. I just want to see, does Cavani make this team better? Because come year 3 at Juve, the Juve fans wanted Ronaldo out. Like, the players, there were some murmurings saying, actually, that we're better without him.
I mean, what's stopping Ollie putting Ronaldo on the left, Cavani in the middle, and Greenwood on the right? That seems to me pretty strong. But he has to accommodate all of these energetic talisman people like Rashford and Martial and Lingard, Sancho. Endless amount of competition for those spots. Does he become like a Man City manager, your Pep Guardiola, and rotate everyone every game week? But I just can't see it happening.
I can't. There's too big. I don't think Ollie's a big enough personality in that dressing room, which sounds weird because he's the manager. But Pep's in charge at City. We all know that.
Oh, Sancho warming up. That's interesting. And getting his kit off.
Really?
That's very interesting.
Greenwood off. You're not going to take Martial off. He's the goal scorer. Cavani, it's too early. I think Greenwood is coming off, guys. If it's Sancho, it's Greenwood.
It's Martial's. The camera just back to Martial. And
has Martial got a knock?
He's giving the bench some evils. So
has Martial got a knock then? Maybe because
I don't know. Maybe he just got a lack of match fitness. That definitely didn't bode well for Martial staying on the pitch.
Oh, Martial's thrown. I just saw Martial throw his arms up.
Yeah.
So it could be him. Like, he looks annoyed. He's wearing gloves, by the way, Martial. He always does in the winter months, but it's not that cold in Excuse me.
I don't know. It was pretty cold this morning. Did you not think I had to put a jumper?
You can't wear gloves under 2 degrees unless it's like in the minuses or sub 2-3 degrees. It must be 6 to 10.
Oh, it was a through ball to Rondon. He was tackled well.
Lindelof. Very good.
There's plenty of space for Everton in the final third to create some chances here. Luke Shaw's down holding his face. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, was that a stray boot? Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the replay here.
Do you know what? You will always get chances against United. Under Ollie, you will always get chances against United.
You're spot on. It was a stray boot. It was a back flick. Oh, it didn't even touch him.
Did it not?
I'm not sure. No.
Oh, no, it doesn't touch him. It goes straight over his head from Godfrey. Come along.
Oh, Ronaldo's getting stripped off.
What, Ronaldo and... Oh,
Sancho.
Hang on. What happened to Sancho then?
Well, he was getting stripped off, Sancho, so I can't see him now, but... Oh, yeah, they're both coming on.
Right,
yeah,
Greenwood's off. Greenwood... Oh, no, it might be Martial and Cavani. Definitely Cavani is off. I'm with you, Ted. Cavani can't play more than 60 on his... This is pre-season for Cavani. There's no way Cavani gets more than 60. It's pre-season. So, Ronaldo on. All you guys that are thinking about your vice-captain... Oh, guys, you're not going to get it. Ronaldo's going to get a one-pointer for you, or he's going to score big.
I wouldn't be surprised if he scores. This is giving me shivers now. But, I mean, the fact that he was benched initially...
We take it. We take it all day long. Who is coming off is the million-dollar question. It's Cavani and Martial, or Cavani and Greenwood?
I would not be surprised if it's Martial and Greenwood, considering Greenwood's on a yellow.
Please be Greenwood.
I really don't know.
What about Martial looking over at the bench, though, Ted? He looked like he knew it was him.
Yeah, I know. I think it's definitely Martial. Whether it's one of Cavani or Greenwood is the other question.
He's not going to play Ronaldo and Cavani together. Not yet.
We could play it on the left. You never know. Could play Ronaldo on the left.
I can't see it. If Ronaldo comes on, he's as the 9.
Okay, so we think it's going to be Cavani and Martial coming off, which means...
Oh, it might be Greenwood. It's a coin... Oh, it's going to be Martial, isn't it? He was throwing his hands in the air and everything.
So that's Martial coming off for Sancho. It remains to be seen who the other person is.
Bring Greenwood off.
Oh, God. Oh, he does not look happy, Martial.
No, I mean,
Bless
he's the
him.
goal scorer. He's not even getting to 60 minutes, by the way, guys. You're not even getting 2 appearance points. Not that anyone owns Martial, but he's not made that 60 threshold.
He's taken his gloves off. I wouldn't be surprised if he slaps Ollie with them later on.
If Greenwood comes off, he gets 0 points because he got a yellow card and won't get 2
Oh,
appearance.
no,
And he
it's
won't get the clean
Cavani.
sheet.
It's Cavani. Unfortunate. But
Yeah, speakeasies. Come on, guys. Pretty obvious it's Cavani. We did say we thought it was. Greenwood
my
stays
draft.
on.
My draft team.
Oh, Lynn, that has killed me, Lynn. Do you know what? All this means is you can't make your third sub yet, can you? Because there might be an injury, blah, blah, blah. But at 75 minutes, Ollie won't mind making sub number 3. Who's that going to be? Jay Lings. Who does Jay Lings come on for? Yellow card Greenwood.
Yes, I think we can hold our hopes out for that. But Ronaldo on the pitch just makes it even more exciting for some reason, doesn't it? Don't know.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, oh my God. Sancho's through here. Oh, it's a good tackle from Keane. Does that so well. Underrated player, Keane. This is gonna enough to strike fear in the hearts of any defence. Surely, thinking about it, Sancho, Ronaldo, and Greenwood. That's pretty good on paper, right?
Oh, yeah, it's very good on paper. I just freaked out about the team news. We still got 10, 12 minutes. All this talk of Greenwood to come off is very hurt. I'm sorry, Shivam, you're right. However, Shivam, I'm playing against you here. I'm playing against all of you. I'm playing for overall rank and reputation. And with that, I want a Greenwood blank. I'm sorry to say it. I hope all your other 14 players in your squad absolutely deliver for you. But I do want a Greenwood blank.
Damari Gray coming through. Oh, I don't know whether that's a pen. No, he gets knocked over. I think it's just a goal kit. Yeah, it's
They're
just
not
a goal
really
kit.
appealing for that, but that looked like a stray leg.
Yeah, I think
Is that
he
my
takes
anti-United bias coming through?
Yeah, I think he takes the shot and then his momentum just takes him. Well, it's a little bit of a tackle from Lindelof, not enough to.
He's got a lot of space, hasn't he, Ted?
That's what we've been talking about. So much space, unbelievable amount of space. Man United really need to think hard about their defence because it's not reassuring. And I think if you're a Luke Shaw owner, I'm not sure I would be willing to keep. I think most people on Wildcard have got rid of Luke Shaw. Even though his attacking stats are fairly decent for a defender.
Oh, come on. Sorry, Ted. There's no way that's a corner. Not a million years. Luca Dean sees the ball out and then kicks it into the crowd once it's crossed the line. And then the assistant referee who's right next to it goes corner. And Luca Dean's looking at him going, it's about that much out of play, mate. If United score from this, that is an absolute travesty.
You just know they will.
It was like It was like the time when the ball went out of play at West Ham, above everyone's head on the touchline, but the ball wasn't given as out of play, and it went over. It was United versus West Ham at London Stadium last season. It's like 10 yards out of play, and they were like, "Oh, we can't see it because it's up in the air."
The amount of times it happens. Green was a nice shift. Is a good tackle from Michael Keane once again. Excellent defending.
Greenwood has looked XL today. Expected lively, baby.
Yes. He drives past 2 or 3 Everton players here, Greenwood. So lively, as you say. I just think it's going to be one of those games for Greenwood where he probably blanks but has put a decent shift in.
Yeah.
Now that Ronaldo's on the pitch, I think everything probably goes through him.
Ted, in 10 minutes we've got team news. Before that, I'm just going to go for a very quick toilet break. Can you update us, because we've got to 60 now, on the bonus points, just on the BPS numbers? I know we can see who's on for 3, but how close it is. And I'll be back in 60, 70 seconds, hopefully not to see Greenwood points. I'm going to let this attack fizzle out first. It's Ronaldo on the left. Pass it to Sancho, edge of the box. Sancho finds Greenwood, Bruno, McTominay. Oh, scuff. McTominay had a chance.
This is a bit end-to-end, this game. Everton are on the break now.
Worried to leave it.
Unbelievable.
Do you know what, I might
go, Gianni.
No, I might take the laptop with me. No, I'm going to run.
No, don't put everyone through that. Unbelievable. So bonus points. Martial is on top with 28. Wan-Bissaka 27. Luke Shaw 26 and Lindelof 26. So clearly some of the Man United defence getting some love there because of the clean sheet points now that we're past 60 minutes. But Martial still, I think is he a forward in this game? I think he gets extra bonus points for that, but he hasn't done much else other than that. Let's check whether Martial's a forward. I think he is. Yes, he is. I can't see him holding on to that maximum bonus there. Will Decore on the left here crosses it in for not a corner. Strong play. All Damari Gray. Interesting. But I think that bonus point, because they're so close, will shift quite substantially till the end there. I can't see Martial hanging on to bonus points. So it probably, if Man United hold on to this clean sheet, it's likely to be joy for Man United defence. So yeah, we're just talking, Gianni. The Man United defence are hoovering up the bonus at the moment. Martial is max bonus, but I can't see him hanging on to it, considering he's only one BPS ahead of the rest.
Oh, is he? He's done then. Yeah, he'll be shifted. What about Luke Shaw? Is he gonna? We don't want Luke Shaw 3 bonus.
Luke Shaw's on 1 at the moment with Lindelof. God knows why, but yes, he's hanging on to the 1 bonus point. Not sure what will happen, but if Everton get a goal, then that all goes to pot.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see.
Lindelof's made a lot of sort of clearances. I've seen a lot of Lindelof clearances, and you get, I think, 3 BPS every time you make a clearance.
If it was man in the stands doing the bonus point, Lindelof wouldn't come close.
No,
would he?
Absolutely right. For team news, I will have Chelsea within seconds. So, what out of all of the teams, who are we most excited to see other than Chelsea? Probably. Leeds to see if Rafinha's playing, or Wolves to see if Traore and Jimenez, because Traore I've just sold.
It'll be Wolves for me.
You get on Wolves, Ted, for exactly on the dot on their Twitter feed, and I'll do the same with Chelsea.
We'll do.
And by the way, guys, I know that was super quick. Yes, I did wash my hands, if anyone's going to question that. It might not have been happy birthday 3 times, but I did it.
Are people concerned in the chat about you washing your hands?
No, but I was paranoid. I was running back going, people are going to question this. I've been so super quick.
There's a picture on Wolves' Twitter account of Jimenez coming off the bus. So I don't think there's any doubt that Jimenez doesn't start this game, which is happy for us new owners.
Yeah. Fresh was got. McTominay was in it. I think Allen maybe cleared for a corner. It was Wan-Bissaka down the right. Found Bruno with a lovely little touch. McTominay had the cross. And if he had crossed, he was, Sancho and Ronaldo were in the box. Chilwell and Hudson-Odoi to start, says Lynn. I mean, they're both in my suggested 11, so I hope so. Hang on a second. Drama at Old Trafford. Ted, I'm going to come to you first. You're going to see it before me.
Damari Gray's got it on the left. He crosses it, passes it into Decore, who shifts out to the right, passes it to Andros Townsend. It's a goal for Everton. Townsend converts it.
Oi, what are you saying? Decore owners, yes you are, with the assist. Lynn is in the chat, she's got her assist. And Townsend has just done the see you. Townsend's just done it at the corner flag. What? Oh, that is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, if there is one team I enjoy seeing goals against, then sorry, I know so many of you are United fans out there, and that's absolutely fine. I hope you probably hate Chelsea. I love seeing United concede at Old Trafford.
But I mean, you have to say that it was coming, Gianni.
It's well deserved.
Man United's defence has not been solid all game, and plenty of holes for them to pick, as we've been talking about, and they have just done just that. A decent counter-attacking play.
Damari Gray bullied someone on the halfway line. I don't know who that was. He absolutely bullied him.
Decore does incredibly well there. He's got 3 defenders on him, and he just shifts out to the right and just.
It's Fred.
It's poor defending from Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw should not be just blasting.
Kamikaze just runs across the pitch and misses Decore. Luke Shaw, if he'd stayed on the left, he marks Townsend. Doesn't find him.
Decent finish from Townsend. No chance for De Gea, I'd say. Low passed into the left-hand corner. Everton fans riot. Man United fans head in hands. That's upsetting.
Oh, that is amazing and great for... Just great, isn't it? Unless you support Man United. Commiserations if you do.
I think
you'll probably get a late winner. It's Old Trafford. You'll get 10 minutes of added time and Ronaldo will get 3 bonus and a goal. If
you think about it, 1-1 is a perfect result for non-owners with Martial and Townsend scoring. If Damari Gray doesn't get any returns as well, that's a bonus for non-owners.
Yeah, he's highly owned, isn't he, Ted? He's from Everton. He must be the most highly owned asset. I think he's like 20, 30%.
Is he that high? Wow.
So.
Okay. Interesting.
I
know
high.
If Ed is still with us, he's still an owner.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So, what is he? 19.1%. So nearly 20%.
I always over exaggerate stuff. if I say 20 to 30, it's 20.
Oh my goodness. What we were talking about earlier with Decore, he's that understated player. Just ticks along. How many returns is that in let's have a look.
Oh no, don't do it, Keith. Keith says he's unsubscribing. Keith, I'm one of very many contributors on this channel and I only do Matchday. Just don't watch Matchday. I will probably continue with some anti-United. And I expect you to the same with the teams you don't like. Do not unsubscribe from this channel. In fact, guys, give it a like and a subscribe.
Unbelievable. Turning Jeopardy into a plug. I love it. Going back to Decore, his return rate is insane.
Yeah.
He's got 2 goals, a goal in game week 1, an assist in game week 2, 2 assists in game week 4, a goal in game week 6, an assist in game week 7 in this game. He's got 43 points so far, which is likely to go up with bonus points. Probably, is he one of the highest scoring midfielders in the game?
In terms of value, he must be the best.
Let's have a look.
I mean, the value, considering you're only parting with 5 odd million, that's, I'm really excited to see this Chelsea team news. We're 3 minutes away, guys.
So just to clarify, Decore now becomes the second highest scoring midfielder in the game.
Oh my God, that's mental. Oh, after
Behind Mo Salah.
One of them is 12.5 and one of them is 5.5.
Greenwood just took a tumble in the penalty area, got up pretty quickly, but nothing doing for Mike Oliver.
Was it just outside the area, which is why he got up so quickly? Because he thought he'd get the ball because it would have only been a free kick?
Oh no, it wasn't. It was in the penalty area. No, he just slipped. Townsend didn't do much. And Greenwood, to his credit, got straight up, no appeal whatsoever. They're just showing a replay of the goal. Very, very decent counter-attacking play. Decore does so well.
Do you know, that goal from Everton is absolutely class. Damari Gray's work on Fred on the halfway line, it just bounces in. Wan-Bissaka's all over the place. Luke Shaw, kamikaze across the pitch, misses Decore, who finds Andros in all sorts of space. And that has been the narrative of this football match. Everton attackers finding silly amounts of space at Old Trafford. And then what makes it even better, the most unbelievable celebration you will see this season is Andros going to the corner flag and doing the Ronaldo celebration. It is absolutely brilliant. Andros, you are an absolute legend, mate. And by the way, Andros Townsend, one of the most loveliest guys you'll meet, like in football. He is brilliant. I used to work at Crystal Palace when he was there, and I used to work a lot with the community, the foundation, Palace for Life Foundation, and the players would have to do foundation work every now and then, visit a hospital or a kid's school. Most players didn't do it. Andros Townsend, Wilfred Zaha, Joel Ward, every time. So fair play. They do their bit for the community as well. They are nice blokes. Footballers get a bad reputation, but so many of them do good things. Pogba's coming on, by the way.
Yeah, Fred coming off for Pogba.
Interesting haircut.
Very interesting. There we go. He surely has to go red, or Man United red, rather than...
He's gone French. He's about to go play for France.
He's gone blue unicorn there, I think. Maybe he has a unicorn performance today. But I think this game is an interesting one because I think either team could nick it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a goal. I don't know which way.
Greenwood get 90. Yeah, not ideal for non-owners, but still could get attacking returns in this one. So we've got Sancho on the left here, crosses it in, but it's cleared by none other than Michael Keane. Michael Keane has been sensational.
He must be close to bonus.
He must be. Let's have a look. He might be one of those 1-1 results where someone from defence gets bonus because they've been awesome. Nowhere near the bonus points.
Okay, I wasn't there when they filmed Ted Lasso. No, I was. I left 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, 4 years ago I left Palace. So I missed the Amazon documentary, which they started about, 5-6 years ago, and probably more. And Ted Lasso, yeah. So no. I missed the button. That it's 2:00, guys, which means one thing and one thing only.
Oh,
It's team news time.
It is.
Chelsea team news. Here we go. The big news is Lukaku starts. The big news is Chilwell starts. No Alonso, and also terrible for my wild card. No Christensen. Mendy in goal. Chalobah, Thiago Silva, Rudiger. Thiago Silva can play 3 times in a week. Azpilicueta right wing back. Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the middle. No Jorginho. With Chilwell on the left. Hudson-Odoi, Lukaku, Werner. No Mason Mount.
No!
Mason Mount benched. Christensen benched. Alonso benched.
Christensen benched. Oh my God. That's interesting. So Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and who else was at centre-back?
Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah.
Chalobah comes in.
Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that one coming.
Wolves line up. We've got Jose Sarr, Semedo, Kilman, Cody, Saiss, Marçal, so a back 5. Neves and Moutinho in the middle, and Trincao, Jimenez, and Hwang. So Traore's benched for Wolves once again, which is unfortunate for owners that held on. But it looks like a 5-2-3 from a Wolves perspective. Let's have a look at some of the leads. Have you got the Leeds news, Gianni?
Oh, no.
Let's have a look. I've got it up here. Starting 11. So Rodrigo starts up front, Rafinha on the right, Click in the middle, James on the left, Dallas and Phillips in midfield. Shackleton plays right back instead of Ayling, Llorente Cooper in midfield, Firpo on the left, Meslier in goal. So that's pretty much as expected, I'd say. Mason Mount benching is really annoying me. But that Chelsea lineup is a bit of a minefield, I'd say.
He's really gone to town on that. Tuchel obviously isn't a happy bunny. Like, he has completely changed the team. Like, he's played... Loftus-Cheek hasn't had a start all season. Maybe one in like a domestic cup, maybe in the EFL Cup, but this is a big game to be playing Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic in the middle with no Kante or Jorginho.
It's crazy. We did see Tuchel talking about lack of cohesiveness at the end of the last game. And when a manager does start talking about that in those terms to the media, it does indicate a lot of changes in the next game. So it sort of doesn't surprise me to a certain extent. Yeah. But it's a bit harsh on the likes of Christensen, who's been doing well and has provided that sort of clarity, that chilled vibe to that centre back position. So, but I guess he has to give chances to the likes of Chalobah, who had a couple of good games at the start of the season, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But yes,
it's interesting because it might be. I can't even tell you exactly the formation. I'm just looking at it, and I think Azpi is going to be the wing back, and Hudson-Odoi might play in a
Ronaldo
3.
chance. Oh my God, Ronaldo misses a big chance. He's on the left about 4 yards out, but it's a tight angle. He's in the build-up, drives forward, passes it out to Sancho on the left, who might have been offside, gets it back from Sancho, and he's on the left just by the 6-yard box, and he just flashes it past the far post. Big chance.
Actually, I think it might go out for a throw-in, but it's one of them that's a shot that goes out for a throw-in, should be a million miles away, but actually it's not that far off. It does go for a goal kick, must hit the flag.
Goodness me. Burnley-Norwich lineup, not sure many people will be interested. Chris Wood starts. I think it's the usual back line for Burnley. Ben Mee doesn't start.
Oh, interesting.
Collins comes in. I don't know who
must
he
be
is.
A kid.
Maybe, but I think it's the usual.
So so there's no real big headlines other than the Chelsea lineup. The usual suspects for all the other teams that FPL assets are starting.
Interesting. Williams doesn't play for Norwich. Not sure whether that's.
That will affect some. There's with all the defensive injuries out there. There's some that are relying on Williams points. I think Seb has got Williams this week.
Interesting. They're playing a back 5, Norwich. I'm not sure whether they usually do that, but Jean-Louis.
Oh, yeah, the Greek guy, yeah.
Sounds like you're playing, Gianni.
Yeah, he starts with my name, doesn't it? Foster, by the way, continues his run of starts for Watford, even though Bachmann is back.
Interesting.
4.0 Foster, that's a nice... For those that have gone with him on Wildcard, I had him since Gameweek 1 anyway, but nice to have a 4.0 that's playing games. Dan 100%. James starts, by the way, and Rodrigo up front for Leeds. Llorente is back fit to partner Cooper at centre-back. That's nice. I think Watford could struggle for a goal here against Leeds. Livramento starts. And again, the Chelsea the centre-backs that Lukaku is up against are the same centre-backs that Jimenez scored against last week. There is no Jack Stevens, which means it's Bednarek and Salisu. Nice.
Yeah, I think Lukaku gets a couple of goals in this game.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Walker starts and Nathan Teller starts. So there's no alongside Adam Armstrong. So yeah, it looks like Shea Adams drops out. So it's not the 2-man up top, which you usually see with Southampton.
Shea Adams drops out. Oh, chance for Greenwood. Michael Keane does well again.
He has to be on for bonus. He's blocking everything.
It might just be eye test.
Traore benched.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier.
Sorry, I missed that. That's good for me because I wildcarded him out. Marcel and Semedo, that's good. Oh, you did as well? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I did.
So he's kept the same front. No, he hasn't. He hasn't kept the same front three. He's put Trincao in instead of Podence.
Yeah, that's gutting for Traore owners. I would have thought that Traore would have come back in because Podence didn't look great, but he has been bench Podence, but Trincao and Hwang have maintained their position. So interesting.
I think Juan helps Jimenez, He does a lot of the donkey work, Juan. He's not. Oh, softer penalty appeal there from Damari Gray.
Yeah, not sure there was too much in it. I think the ref just weighs it on, and Damari Gray's half-hearted appeals at most, I'd say. But still 13 minutes left in this game, and I think both sides could win it, either through possession and build-up play or counter-attacking. Ronaldo chance, that was heart in mouth moment for non-owners and presumably owners themselves as well. But anything could happen.
500 passes from United today versus 164 for Everton.
That says it all. Yeah.
Is Alonso in the squad? Yeah, I think he is in the squad. I'm pretty sure he's a sub. I'll try and find that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Newcastle, by the way, St. Max does start with Joelinton up top. 4.0 Manquillo, that's made his way in a few wild cards, also starts.
Oh, flash across the goal from Bruno Fernandes. Decent cross. No one gambled.
Ronaldo was close to that. If Ronaldo gambled, he was only a couple of yards away.
All clash of heads, Bruno Fernandes and Michael Keane. No, Ben Godfrey. I'm not sure it's a clash of heads with Ben Godfrey. For some reason, I think it's his foot that he's writhing on the floor.
Is it where he landed?
Maybe, I'm not sure. It's a decent cross for Fernandes. Come on, someone needs to gamble there for Man United. I don't know why I'm willing Man United on.
You're right. It's a really good ball. The header looks fine. I know Ronaldo's holding his head. I don't think there's a huge amount there. No, do you know what it is? He's trying to win a penalty. There's a loose arm from Godfrey, but it's literally just slightly leaning on it. But Bruno doesn't go down because his head hurts. He goes down because he wants to win a penalty. It's never a pen.
So mixed feelings about Mason Mount. I think the only consolation I could have about my team is I would have gone Christensen if I hadn't gone Mason Mount.
Yeah, so he'll come on. He'll come on, mate. You're fine. He'll come on late and get points.
Fingers crossed.
A bit like Ronaldo today. Would you take 30 minutes of Mason Mount or your sub one? Because that's what you're going to get, 30 minutes of Mount.
Yeah, it's either Mount is benched for the full time and I get Ben White off the bench, which is
But you've got Ramsdale already, haven't you?
Exactly. So it's a bit eggs in basket sort of thing. I probably prefer it if Mason Mount came on. But it's a bit of a cheeky one from Tuchel, isn't it? Because he was glowing in his press conference about Mason Mount and the relationship he has with Lukaku. So maybe it's just the fact that Mount has lacked match fitness in the most recent games. It's probably that. But I'm hoping that he gets a regular spot in the team in the next few games after this.
Yeah.
Final score prediction poll in the chat. United win, Everton win, or a draw. Good shout. It'll be interesting to see that because I think it's 50-50. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think there's a goal in this. I do think there's a goal in this. This game has been too good in a way not to have a winner. I think both. I wouldn't be surprised to see a very big chance for United and possibly Everton.
Yeah, Ronaldo's already had one. Wouldn't be surprised to see another one. I think both defences are not as strong as they may seem. So definitely something in there. United win is 48% at the moment. So clearly people think that possession game is the the most likely way to get a goal rather than the counter attacks. But interestingly, a draw is pretty close with a 37% chance at the moment. Not many people backing in Everton win. I guess it would be a bit of a shock, but I wouldn't be surprised. Pogba on the edge of the area shoots, it's a decent effort, but sails over the...
Sancho did well there, Ted. I don't know if you saw the build-up. He it was one-on-one on the touchline, a really nice sort of shimmy. Check out this replay.
That's what he's got. And he proved in the Bundesliga that he was like number one for take-ons. So that's what he's got in his locker. But he needs some end product, Sancho, I'd say, to solidify a spot in the team. Yeah.
I'm really surprised he didn't put Lingard on chasing a goal after what happened last week when he came on and scored the winner.
He's proven himself a match winner, hasn't he, Lingard? But who knows? Clearly not today. I'm actually backing an Everton win here. I'm going to put my...
Guys in the chat, we are going to take our eyes just for the next 10 minutes off the chat completely, just because we want to update you if there's a goal without seeing it first. So Ted... You continue as you... I mean, I will perhaps keep an eye on the chat because I'm behind Ted, so I just won't tell Ted if I see there's a goal.
Yeah, so we've got Everton, so Man United on the wing here, Bruno Fernandes, a nice build-up play. They've got a throw-in. Fernandes back to... Who's that? Greenwood playing slightly deeper, but marauds forwards, lays it off to McTominay, who feeds it out to the left, and Luke Shaw. Is he going to cross it in? No, it's a pass back to... Varane playing. I tell you what,
that all-out attack chip went a few years ago, didn't it? But it looks like Ollie's found it again. I mean,
sometimes Pogba in the area tries to get a cross in, but we'll let it go out for a corner for Man United.
They've had a lot of corners today. There has been a huge amount of United corners. Has Ronaldo had a shot on target, Ted? Because I put 20 quid on Ronaldo having a shot on target today.
Did you? Oh, no. Did you do that after he was benched?
I did it before the teams came revealed. I did it this morning in bed when I was half asleep at 7 o'clock.
Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness me. It's the corner in for Bruno Fernandes and Pogba meets it. And he should do better because it's a free header and he's right on the 6-yard box, but he just flicks it past the far post, I should say, and doesn't do very well. But Ronaldo leaps like an absolute salmon, hangs in the air, but the ball goes over his head.
That's what he does, baby.
And it just comes to Pogba, and he's a little bit shocked, I think.
I could really, really do with a Ronaldo shot on target. Do you know what my thinking was? I don't mind losing the 20 quid if it means Ronaldo blanks. And he will blank if he doesn't have a shot on target, unless he gets an assist, but he doesn't get many of them.
I love that way of thinking.
I actually put a tenner on and then went back and did another tenner because I was like, hang on, I'm happy to lose 20 if Ronaldo blanks.
The way to hedge your FPL enjoyment.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, goodness me. What do you think? Is it going to be... do you fancy a Man United win more so? I think I fancy an Everton win.
Do you on the break?
The Corey on the edge of the area goes out for an Everton corner.
Ooh, tasty. Come on, Michael Keane.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. He's had such a good game.
Yeah, Michael. I mean, you look at Yerry Mina is one of the best headers, biggest goal threats from a centre-back in the league, up there with Vestergaard and Maguire. Michael Keane, similar. You've got Decore, who's a beast. You've got Godfrey, who can win headers. If
it's a big team,
right,
isn't it?
It's a very big team. And United is a small team at the moment without Maguire.
Okay, let's have a look.
Not small, but it's not big, United.
So the cross is coming in. Oh, it sails over Michael Keane's head and it's headed away by Varane, I think. It's free with Tom Davis on the edge of the area and it's a free ball. Oh, it's a goal for it might be offside.
No!
Yerry Mina scores. Not sure if it's offside.
Oh, come on!
Oh, he's doing a little jig.
Is it a goal? What was your first take? I've missed it completely. Do you think that'll be a goal, Ted, without seeing replays?
So, I think Tom Davis is onside when it's passed out on the right, but when he crosses it in, not 100% sure whether Mina is in an offside position.
They're hesitant to celebrate. They're semi-celebrating. Yeah, the Everton fans are semi-celebrating. I'm seeing the replay now.
Tom Davis is onside, and that's offside. That's offside.
Is it?
I don't know.
It's only offside if Mina's in front of... Yeah, it is off. If Mina's in... Oh. Wow. It's half a yard. Drama. It's not even half a yard. It's a couple of feet.
That is that's very close because the ball is in line with his body. And they clearly sorted it out pretty quickly with some lines, but I would have thought that extra 6 centimetres of overlap might have done him some justice there. But
I tell you what, you called that, Ted. You thought, almost called it if it would have been given, but yeah.
I mean, it's the sort of method. Oh, Man United have got it in the box here with Pogba.
Come on, Ronaldo, have a shot.
But it's interesting.
One, please.
What on earth just happened? Pogba and Mina just rugby tackled each other. Ridiculous play. Anyway, it's that Man United defence that we've been talking about. There's so many holes, and Everton have done so well in capitalising upon that weakness. So that's a shame from an Everton perspective that Mina wasn't just onside there, but they've
got away with one, United. They've really got away with that. I mean, we're seeing the replay now, and it's almost a whole foot off.
Yeah, I think when you're watching it back without the lines, it's much closer than you think. But sadly, that foot, is just as literally a foot offside.
Yeah, it was literally from heel to toe, wasn't it? Although Yerry Mina, I think a foot is, if you're size 12, it's a foot. Mina's a size 13 or 14, so it's more than a foot.
I love that you know his shoe size, Gianni.
I mean, I really don't, but he's a beast, and he's 6'6". I reckon he's a size 13. Should I Google it?
Love that. Every day's a school day.
Mina.
That you've got your next fantasy football social quiz now with shoe sizes of players.
He's 6'5". I don't know shoe size. He weighs 94 kilograms. I'm not going to do too many Googlings of Yerry Mina dimensions, so I might get all sorts of results, but I've Googled his foot and it's not come up.
Oh my goodness.
I want every dimension on Yerry Mina, please. It's like, okay, I probably don't need that level of detail.
So Ronaldo passes it into Greenwood at the edge of the area, and there's just a miscommunication, and Greenwood tries to feed Ronaldo through, but Ronaldo hasn't run for it. And Ronaldo shrugs his shoulders at Greenwood. And maybe that's the mentality we're talking about, the restriction from Greenwood, that he maybe doesn't have that confidence to play with a really hugely influential player. Because I guess you have to get in your box a little bit when you don't want to do anything wrong in front of this player, because he'll give you some grief if you do something wrong. So maybe there's something with a young guy playing with a massively influential player. I don't know whether there's something in that or whether I'm just...
No, I think there could be. It's also the fact that it's just Ronaldo isn't known for his team play. You look at Ronaldo's assist records from over the years. He's a very greedy player that doesn't bring players... The way he plays the game isn't like Cavani back to goal, bringing others in. So you won't get a huge amount from him. Which must be intimidating and doesn't help his development. Where his development is massively helped Greenwood is he gets to train every day with one of the world's best ever players. That will help his things like his finishing and stuff like that. El Fozzy says, captaincy failed to start the week. El Fozzy, ye of little hope. I know you're an Everton fan.
Yes, unbelievable.
But Ronaldo still has time for your captaincy call to come in. There is 2 minutes of normal time left, plus we'll probably get good Fergie time. It's Old Trafford, so we'll probably get 5 when 3 would have been adequate. There shouldn't be any more than 3 minutes. 3 is the standard. I've seen nothing to suggest there should be more than 3. There's been no red cards. There's been no penalty appeals. There was that VAR that took 20, 30 seconds. So it should be 3 minutes, but watch us get 4 or 5.
Pretty nothing. Ronaldo's playing slightly deeper and then getting into the box. Maybe that's a strategy.
Greenwood's right in the box.
An extra man in midfield and then flood the box. Fernandes is on the edge of the area, passes it to Wan-Bissaka, who floats the ball in. It's cleared. Pogba at the edge of the area, passes it to Ronaldo, flicks it onto Sancho, and it's a lame effort at Pickford, who saves easily.
Oh, yeah, that is a lame effort. Sancho's got they're queuing up at the far post for that, Sancho. Either shoot and hope Greenwood parries it to them on the far post, or pass it.
It's decent play from Man United. They should have hoped for something. That's why Sancho doesn't get in the team. It's lack of confidence. He needs. Yeah.
He's short, and he's short of confidence. That's very clear. That shot alone, if you're going to shoot, hit it. Don't side foot it like that. If you're going to shoot from that angle, you're never going to beat Pickford with a side foot from there.
Exactly. 4 extra minutes. 4 extra minutes added on.
4. It should be 3.
We're 20 seconds in, so 3.5 minutes to go. Luke Shaw on the left. Sancho, he's there passing it back into the middle. So it looks like maybe a draw or a Man United win.
I can't see Everton scoring now unless they get a set piece.
Yes.
We saw their goal just a minute ago that was disallowed, came from the corner. I can't see how Everton get close enough to even producing a chance without a set piece.
Yeah, Liam in the chat, Lingard would have done better with that Sancho
Don't
chance.
look in the chat, Ted.
You're probably right. Am I not allowed to look in the chat?
No, I'm relying on you to tell me what happens. This is too tense.
Okay, I'm banned from looking at the chat. I'm just going to hold my hand out. Okay, some poor passing from...
Ban for 3 minutes. 3 minute ban.
3 minute ban.
3 minute chat ban.
We've got an Everton sub coming on. It looks like a youngster. Not sure I recognise him.
I definitely don't recognise him.
Damari Gray coming off.
Is it Dobbin or Whittaker? Because I think Branthwaite's a centre-back, so it's a forward or an attacking player. Or maybe it is a centre-back coming on. Maybe it's Branthwaite. That would make sense, actually. Although you'd put John Joe Kenny on or Holgate if you were putting a centre-back on. So I'm going to go with the fact that's Whittaker or Dobbin.
It's Dobbin. Yeah, Dobbin coming on for Damari Gray, who blanks today, but he's done some decent work today. Sadly, not on the returns. But, yeah, unlucky for owners, because I think Everton have been lively.
Yeah, XL again. Rafa's done well, hasn't he, Ted?
He has.
Good start because I didn't get the Everton love at the start of the season. Despite the fixtures, I said, I'm not picking any Everton players. It's Rafa. And I don't think he's going to do well at this club. I just think there's something wrong about it. I think the fans will jump on him soon. But actually, they've been happy because he's been winning games.
Exactly. And I really liked him from a Liverpool perspective when he was at Liverpool, because he obviously created a lot of nostalgic moments for me as a kid. I talked about it with Ray on his stream about being a Liverpool fan. But I mean, that Champions League win in 2005, and then we won the FA Cup in similar circumstances. Yeah, coming from 3-0 down in 2006. Just a pure masterclass in Europe, Benitez. Shame we couldn't have done any better in the league, but he's clearly a savvy enough manager to do the bits at Everton, I think.
United on the attack, Ted.
He is, but he's. I think it's a free kick to Man United. Was it Ronaldo that was brought down?
It was Sancho, I think, but dangerous position.
It's about 40 yards out. Fernandez flicks the ball over the top, but it looks like offside from Ronaldo. That's lazy.
Oh, that's silly. That's that potentially the last chance of the game they had. They could have overloaded the box.
I mean, it has to be. It's a pretty harsh decision. Let's just say that, because he's arguably in line with the Liverpool.
Oh, he's never off
the Everton backline. Yeah, that's harsh. Maybe the linesman's got.
We should have known better. We should have known better. Of course, Ronaldo would be offside at such a crucial stage of the game. We've got an Everton Pickford free kick here. We've got 30 seconds left. I mean, I still think there'll be some Fergie time because it's Old Trafford. So until the clock gets to 94:15 or 94:20 or maybe even 94:30, I don't think the whistle will go. So maybe there's time for one attack. Everton needs to keep it in the corner.
It's cleared and there's a throw into Everton. So maybe Everton have got a final chance.
That's a good sign.
Oh my goodness me, it is tense. I think from a non-owner's perspective, a Greenwood, a Ronaldo blank, plenty of captainers, getting some 1-pointers, decent for our non-owners, but obviously commiserations to those who've had a tough start to their game week.
So Bruno captainers will get a 10. We'll get 10 points. It's not bad.
Is he not in the bonus? Who's on the bonus at the moment?
No, bonus, we've got Townsend in gold, Martial silver, Decore bronze. So United conceding changed everything in the bonus because United defenders were looking as expected, right?
Exactly. They were hauling the Man United defence.
And the full-time whistle was gone. Ronaldo blank. I'm sorry, guys, that captained him. I know that must hurt, and I'm not gonna mock you guys, anyone that captained Ronaldo. It was arguably the right decision on paper, and you've just been unlucky.
If I didn't wildcard, I would have definitely captained Ronaldo. So it's just unlucky from your perspective. But in terms of the bonus point, Townsend is on 3, probably deserves that, to be fair. Martial maintains 2 bonus points, and Decore sneaks in with that assist with 1 bonus. And that's not really surprising because Decore, I thought, had a great game. Great result for Everton.
Yeah, I think so. And Damari Gray, I thought, was brilliant. Decore and Townsend were ridiculously good. One thing I'd say is Damari Gray finishes with 2 points. He got given the BT's man of the match. And for
Yeah.
me, watching the game, he was as good as anyone. And it just goes to show, like, I love the BPS because I love the fact that we can go back and there's 32 metrics of it. But as it used to be done by Man in the Stands, it would be a very different outcome, right? You would go, man of the match is Damari Gray. Instead, he's not got the 3 bonus at all. Townsend, though, remember in BPS, you're rewarded for scoring the winning goal. So Townsend gets the winning goal and he gets that little boost. We saw Decore with an assist. I mean, what a finish from Townsend. I think that's the only shot he's had all game. His set pieces were really strong. Everton looked great. Rafa deserved a draw at least. I mean, they got up to 3rd in the table, Everton. United 2nd.
14 points for Everton behind Man United on goal difference. Obviously, they played one more game than the likes of Chelsea, Man City, so obviously that can change. But I mean, it's interesting the fact that Brighton could have gone top of the table if they'd beaten Palace on Monday. But yeah, really decent table position for Everton. Who knows? But I mean, considering the Calvert-Lewin and the Richarlison injuries, you have got to be majorly impressed with that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when they're full strength, they're gonna be some team. Actually, I think Rafa's building something really quite good here. We have seen at Newcastle, we start really well and then wane a bit, but at Newcastle we never had the backing of the owners and wasn't allowed to really spend. So you look at it and think, if he's allowed to spend at Everton, he could make a real success out of this. Maybe it's his level. I thought Rafa was perhaps not good enough for Napoli, not good enough for Real Madrid, and he struggled in those jobs. Inter Milan, he was terrible. But actually, Everton and Newcastle, he can smash it. Ronaldo is not happy, marching down the tunnel. He's rocking his head back and forth. He's not talking to his teammates. He's just done by himself, straight down the tunnel. He is livid.
Exactly, and because it's Man United, they're going to get a whole lot of criticism for not finishing off the game, and I think that's probably his reaction is just an anticipation of that punditry. I think from the look of Rio Ferdinand's face, he's not particularly happy talking about the result. But I think it was a pretty open game, to be honest, and Everton had plenty of chances. Man United defence going forward, I would just stay well clear from an FPL perspective. And I think once Calvert-Lewin comes back for Everton, we need to focus on our attention on getting him back because which is useful because we've just moved to a 3-4-3 formation in our wildcards. And the likes of Jimenez or Antonio, if we eventually need to get rid of Antonio, is a good cash cow for the likes of Calvert-Lewin, because I completely agree with you. I think Benitez is making something at Everton, and he'll be a new fan favourite after the initial what's the word? Bad reception.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely one to keep an eye on. Like, I've just wildcarded without an Everton asset, and there's affordable midfielders there in Gray, Decore and Townsend perhaps we should be looking at. It's going to be so interesting to see when Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin are in the team, one of Townsend and Gray, or possibly both still play, but possibly, depending on how well he likes Gordon, it's going to be interesting to see what their preferred 11 is. You'd think Richarlison, DCL could still play in a front two with Townsend one side, Gray the other. But Gray looked so good in that number 10 role today as a support striker. Guys, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you all for all your questions. Sorry I haven't been able to answer them all. I don't think Alonso does come on as the final answer to unsubscribe. We said, will Alonso come on Chelsea? Unlikely. I don't think he will. I think you'll see Chelsea subs. Tuchel likes to make them. Don't think he'll rotate there unless Chilwell's having a stinker. No clean sheet in 9 games for Man United. I'll leave it there. Thank you for your time, Ted. We'll see you again on Scoutcast Matchday. Do please like this channel. Just literally, all of you, if you've enjoyed this, the one thing I ask of you, if you don't already subscribe, hit the button. I think most of you already do. But many of you wouldn't have liked it. If you give it a like, we're boosted in all sorts of algorithms. I don't understand it. I don't need to. All you need to do